Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
It's
How are we doing tonight, Ryan?
Howdy, everyone.
Howdy. So, do you like that little tune there? It was beautiful, I thought.
Yeah, I like it. It's very nice. Very nice. Band.
Now do you believe?
You know I like that band, right?
It's a good band.
What's that?
I know the lead singer. I've met him a couple of times here and there. So, Ryan, you have a video you downloaded just recently, right?
Sort of, kind of. Like, I just took it off the internet. I was watching a YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I used to record a bunch of them on my screen when I was just bored and shit, So
I've been bored and shit before.
Looking for content, right? Because I always planned on using them as content. So this is just
content.
One of those content things that I took recording of. I don't remember where I got it from. I think it was from a news channel, maybe, or it was somewhere else. But anyway, this is the full video of what they broadcast on a television, like Fox News or something once. They showed parts of this video and they explained this particular device. So just check it out and tell me what you think.
Okay. You guys ready? We're going to check out this little video Ryan liked. So,
and of course, go check it out on my channel too. Go check it out.
Of course. Yeah. Save it, download it, rub it, flip it,
Yeah, and feel free to share it as long as I don't get in trouble for sharing it. I don't see why it would be, since it says approved for public release. So I'm assuming that means it's free for all, right? So
it's a free for all.
If anything wrong with that, then I'm sorry. I apologize, but here it goes.
Good with it. All right, ready?
The distribution is unlimited. So
the U.S. Navy faces many threats. One representative threat is unmanned aerial systems, or UASs. Conventional weapons such as missiles and projectiles are important to ship defense, but they're expensive, limited, and require time to engage a target. High-energy lasers augment conventional systems by providing speed-of-light engagements with reduced collateral damage at tactically significant ranges, with cost savings realized by minimizing the use of defensive missiles and projectiles.
Nice.
The Naval Sea Systems Command's Directed Energy and Electric Weapons Systems Program Office, or PMS 405, is investigating the use of high-energy laser systems on Navy surface ships. One such system is the Navy Laser Weapon System, or LAWS. The Directed Energy Warfare Office, or DEWO, of the Naval Surface Warfare Center in Dahlgren, Virginia, is the technical direction agent for LAWS. NSWC Dahlgren has been performing laser research, development, test, and evaluation for decades. LAWS is a system under development that tracks targets and engages them by combining 6 high-energy lasers into one powerful beam of light. The current LAWS prototype consists of the laser sources, power systems, cooling units, sensors, tracking and control hardware, and a custom beam director on a Kamito mount. The mount moves the LAWS beam director to keep the laser pointed at the target. LAWS is planned to be integrated with and complement the capabilities of the Mark 15 Close-In Weapon System, or CWIS. CWIS is a computer-controlled, rapid-fire, radar-guided 20mm auto cannon that shoots at close-in air and surface threats. CWIS was developed by the Program Executive Office for Integrated Warfare Systems, or PEO IWS 3BC, along with its prime contractor, Raytheon Missile Systems.
I've heard of Raytheon.
In 2009, LAWS was tested against UASs in a desert environment at the Naval Air Warfare Center in China Lake, California.
I know why they...
Now pay attention, Roger.
SWC Dahlgren, Computer Sciences Corporation Innovative Science and Technology Experimentation Facility, Pennsylvania State University Electro-Optics Center, and L3 Brashear set up and operated the...
All right, now where are you going to set up with this one?
Well, you're about to see something very interesting. Just watch.
Okay.
LAWS system and instrumentation. The CWIS was not part of this test. The UASs were launched and flew a realistic flight pattern for engagement by the LAWS system at tactical distances. The test at China Lake was a complete success, locating, tracking, and shooting down 5 UASs at different ranges.
Now, mind you, those are just drones.
Each of them
but
caught
still.
fire,
Yeah.
lost control,
They instantly
fell
caught
to
fire.
the desert floor, and
obviously
crashed,
you can
causing
burn
complete
a hole through
destruction
whatever.
of the UAS.
They were good sized
The
drones.
test
That's a laser,
demonstrated the
dude.
capability of the LAWS system.
That's some kind
In
of laser.
2010,
Trust me,
Oh, yeah.
LAWS was tested against a threat representative UAS target in an over-the-water combat representative scenario
Oh, yeah.
See
at
that
San
beast?
Nicolas
Larger than
Island,
mine.
California.
Around in my fucking
This remote
refrigerator,
island,
bro.
about 60 miles off the coast
yeah.
of California near Ventura, provided realistic and challenging maritime
They
conditions.
hit it.
During this test,
Yeah, they
LAWS
Yeah,
was
I got
connected
it.
to a CWIS system which provided designation
They were
or
using
initial
it, I
pointing
think,
data to the
what,
LAWS
Desert
system.
Shield, probably. Right?
Scientists and engineers from NSWC Dahlgren operated the LAWS system and instrumentation, while CWIS was operated by Raytheon.
Sea-Whiz,
The
y'all.
UASs were flown over the ocean for engagement by the LAWS system. The test at San Nicolas Island was also a complete success, locating,
LAWS is
tracking, and
LAWS.
destroying 4 UASs. These were the Navy's first detect-through-engage.
What's the range on the Sea-Whiz?
I'm not sure. It might tell you, but you might have to listen carefully to get all that. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to be
Gotcha.
quiet too, because I know there's a lot of wind and the stuff's rustling. So I apologize.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can mute. That's why I was
Laser
muting.
shoot
Okay, that's fine.
downs in a maritime environment. LAWS program manager, Captain David Keel, said, "The success of this effort validates the military utility of directed energy weapons in a maritime environment. Further development and integration of increasingly more powerful lasers into LAWS will increase both the engagement range and target sets that can be successfully engaged and destroyed." Other targets were also successfully engaged during the San Nicolas Island test. The highly successful tests at China Lake and San Nicolas Island show that LAWS is a capable, effective, and accurate system in both desert and maritime environments. The next step is integrating LAWS with a ship and the CWIS. LAWS is also a low-risk, high-payoff technology.
Look at
It's
how
the
rising
Surface
up.
Navy's first tactical development for fielding of weapon system. LAWS represents that will provide Navy ship commanders with a new weapon that has nearly instantaneous time of flight, a deep magazine, and the ability to conserve defensive missiles and projectiles for use on other targets.
Now, I've always wanted a deep magazine. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it would be a deep magazine as long as you have the batteries, as long as you got gas in the plane.
Another mystery buried deep in the hill.
Yeah, that's basically where I got that from. So I got it off anyway. So I thought I just decided, I saw that in there and I was like, you know what, I'm going to post that because I think it doesn't really show you all the stuff. It doesn't show you the part where they burn holes in engine blocks and melt the engine blocks into like puddles. Like this, literally, they will demonstrate that for you. There's plenty of videos out there. Just go online, look up military laser LAWS program, or even the there's another one called DWS or something like that. Maybe I don't remember all of them, but there's a bunch of them. But if you don't think that they can't start fires and they can't burn or vaporize a person, for that matter, I mean, if it can melt through a fuselage from a mile or 2 miles away, I mean, think about what it could do to your body. I mean, no kidding around, bro.
Oh yeah.
Call it. I think it would be like the Ghostbusters, total protonic reversal, where every molecule in your body explodes at the speed of light. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. You'd vaporize. You'd turn into gas instantly. Your skin would just burst open, and
Twilight Nights is
it'd be like being. It would be like being in a vacuum for a long period of time. You would just shrivel up and desiccate. You turn into beef jerky right in front of everybody. That's what would happen.
beef jerky.
Yeah, because all your water in your body would boil and it would boil off, and so there'd be nothing left but meat, right?
One day we should do a show on vacuum chambers
jerky,
too.
Literally, well, it would be beef jerky.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all thought now. That's just gonna give me nightmares now.
I want to sneak into Iron Mountain because it's up here. It's nearby here where I'm at. They have a vacuum chamber, one of the military vacuum chambers.
Okay, I was gonna say that's not a smart idea, Roger.
Well, I want to get a look at the seals on the vacuum chamber.
Yeah, you want to get a look at those O-rings, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I couldn't find Barbara's
I don't think
documentary.
they're O-rings.
I downloaded it.
I'm pretty positive that if they do have some kind of chamber, whatever kind of vacuum it creates, they don't use seals. They use steel that's machined to where it fits together so perfectly. And
the seal's made out
and
of
then there's pressure
steel.
held on it with a hydraulic press so that it keeps it from leaking. I don't think, all they'd have to do is probably just have some really, really thick oil or something kind of viscous fluid in between it to keep it completely sealed.
Yeah,
If
they
it was machined
have
perfectly,
metal
you know what I'm
seals.
saying?
Yeah,
I really believe that it could seal just by being machined. But it wouldn't be easy. It would literally,
One
like
Salt
you
Lake.
see in movies where they show the doors that kind of mesh together, and then you know what I'm saying? They're like little pieces that slivers that rush. Yeah, that kind of thing. I think that's more like what it would have to be in order to withstand the pressures on both sides of it, if it existed. That is, of course.
I don't know what Ryan. You're just a little choppy, dude. Just a little bit. Are you got a good signal?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like every once in a while, like when you start moving around, it starts to freeze up a little bit.
Oh, I see. So low bandwidth.
Yeah, like or whatever. Are you broadcasting in a high resolution? Oh, she's got it right here.
Let me go look into my settings. Maybe I can lower it. I mean, I don't want it to, but I noticed that it does keep changing. I have it on auto. That's why. That's what it is. I should set it on standard. That'll be fine.
Okay.
Save it. Okay, now are we better?
I'm gonna snatch up Barbara's video.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna do that one, but I want to review Flats's
You want to get in trouble?
first. No.
Damn.
How am I gonna get in trouble? Doing what?
Showing some truth about some stuff.
Are you talking about the you know what's and somebody's you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get strikes? We can go for it. I don't know.
No,
I haven't tried the content yet like that. I
No,
haven't pushed it.
I'm not,
I get
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna
of
say
people.
anything about any specific necessarily, but just point out what is and what isn't on those little
Okay, I
brochures
gotcha.
they give you. You know what I mean? You know how they give you a brochure like any drug that you take or any kind of over the counter or anything like that. Well, not over the counter, but prescription. They give it to you. They have to give you this little packet. It's like a thick ass piece of paper and it's real thin. It's like Bible paper. You have to unfold it. It's like a sheet. I know I'm trying to stay in the camera. It's like this huge sheet, right? I've got a bunch of them over there under the tarp, but anyway, because anyway. So when you read this thing, it tells you it tells you specifically. Okay, it tells you specifically what interactions are, right? It tells you what the drug does, what it doesn't do, what the interactions are, what the contradictions and contraindications and all whatever the hell they call those, right?
They're making that up, basically.
I'm not a doctor, so just remember this. But I was reading a bunch of these, right? And I went on a website and I pulled a bunch of them up and I was reading the different sections and I had watched a video on YouTube or something where somebody mentioned this to me. So I had to research it and I had to find out for myself. So I went online and of course I got downloads and pictures of all that. But I mean, I want you to do your own research. I know it's not easy to find this information because it was hard for me to find it. It's like it's not right out there where you can find it. You have to actually be specific about what you want and go in the right places. But anyway, so if you read, there's sections, right? There's like 1.1, there's 1.2, then there's 2.0, then, okay, you go along, right? Well, there's this section where it says how and when and if it was tested for two different things, right? One is mutagens, right? Or cancer, whatever, right?
Carcinogens. Yeah.
Okay, right. Or if it causes infertility problems, right? There's that section that covers those two right there. In other words, genetic mutations. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
If you go and look at all of the things that you go when you take your child, you have to get them in school and all that, those things that you have to go get. Okay. If you read that section where it shows, where they normally, and if you look at like Vicodin, you look at any kind of drug that you take that's prescribed, right? Whether it be whatever medicine it is, if they have this, right? In that section, it'll tell you whether there was or there wasn't. It'll tell you the studies they did for that. Okay, well, all of those things that they call, whatever, they have those titles. I won't say what letter they are, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
Those things, they're called or like Enoch, the Book of Enoch. They rhyme with that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so
Yeah, I do.
those things they claim that how they're always telling you on TV. Oh, they're not harmful. They can't hurt you. There's no risk. Blah 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 blah. Well, I looked at a whole bunch of these that we had to make my daughter get before she could go to school. Right on my own, I just did this investigation, and I noticed that every single one of those things that I had to get her to get, they actually say on there they never tested it for either one of those. They all
Imagine
admit.
that.
I'm like, what the? And then guess what I did? I went and looked up the big one, right? The one that starts with a, you know what? Yeah. And guess what? That one that's missing there too.
Imagine that.
Why? Didn't they say that didn't they tell us a bunch of things about that? Oops. Yeah. Well, there.
Yeah. I did the same thing when my oldest
I
went to the doctor.
I'm afraid that if I put it on like TikTok, they'll yank it off quick.
Yeah, she went to see a psychiatrist when she was younger, and they started giving her meds because she said she needed them, and it started her making her act weird, dude. So I grabbed their pamphlets, pulled up their sites, looked up everything about the medication she was on, and the only big issue they had when they tested it in the lab was tumors, dude. And I'm like, all right. So I took her off of it straight up.
But that's my suggestion is from now on, everybody that's listening that takes me seriously. I mean, you can think I'm crazy if you want, but
they don't.
Go and read that information for yourself. Don't just run out there and take whatever they give you. Read that stuff and do your own homework on it to see what it. Because you might find out after 20 years of taking something like that, oops, it causes this or that, and then you're like, oh, damn, like, huh?
Well, in their
pamphlets, did you? Did you say something about that?
With my oldest, the pamphlets, they actually showed the lab animals and the actual tumors that were in them. They cut them up. They showed you what it did.
Right. That's pretty much what you'll get with a real drug, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the FDA forces that. It's like necessary. Well, none of that happens with that other stuff. Just remember that.
Oh, yeah.
So be very careful and protect yourself.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm unshaven today, people. And I got a new camera. Look here. Hi.
I shaved all nice for everybody. Look, I look my youngest.
The Wolfman's out tonight.
For my damn neck. My neck makes me look old.
Yeah. So I wanted to go over Flatsoid's documentary first before I do Barbara's. Just want to play it out, go over it. I'm pretty sure everybody in the audience has seen by now the documentary.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I was gonna say we went over it in PJ's, right?
Yeah, went over on PJ's, went it over on Flat's show,
and then
done it everywhere.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure that Saab and me, we were doing it on Saab's too.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a popular thing.
I don't know how much of the show was about that, but I'm pretty sure he mentioned it because I remember mentioning or him asking me something about it. Did you hear about? But it was mostly about his show today was mostly about Duffy. And I was trying to get in there. I kept trying to get in there and say, hey, did you guys look up and see what Duffy actually means when you look it up in the dictionary? Like,
what does a Duffy mean in a dictionary?
You go look it up. Pull it up real quick and read it. It's pretty interesting.
Okay.
I thought I gotta go. Interesting. You know how he mentioned something about that not being his real name and someone calling him the wrong name? So I brought that up and I was like, boom, I bet you that's exactly why he changed it to Duffy, because he looked up he looked it up. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha. So I'm looking up Duffy, what it means.
Yeah, look up what the name, definition of Duffy. It means something.
We'll find out here in a second.
Wait for it.
You already know.
Oh, I know what it means.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm getting.
Ironworks covered it. Part of Ironworks covered it too. Yeah, she's sitting. Barbara said they covered it too. So everybody's talking about it.
Hold on. Yeah. It's giving me this is Dutch, so it's not giving me the meaning of it. Oh. In Gaelic, it means black or swarthy. Huh?
Yeah, look, keep looking. There's more to it. Keep scrolling down.
Let me open this up. So
the name Duffy, it goes back to a root word, and that word is. Come on, get to it. You find it. Okay. You're not seeing it yet?
All right. I'm going to read it out. Now, let me share it with everybody too.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Because I'm tired of looking at my own face. It's got me really big tonight. Like normally it's got me like at a distance, but tonight it's like got me all zoomed in. It's like,
okay, this is under baby names and their meanings. This is the first thing it pulled up.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, this is just one translation, but let's keep going.
Yeah.
Dark.
Well, that's what's going
moody.
to. That's what's going to give me. All right.
See, it says dark, moody, bully,
Dark, moody demeanor. Yeah, I get it. You.
bully, blockhead, swarthy. Yeah, see that? Do you see? So
God.
you think that he didn't look that up and think, what am I going to call myself? Evil
Duffy.
son of a bitch.
So that's not. You don't think it's his real name? That's what you're saying.
Well, of course not. You,
Yeah.
like I said, he said it himself in his little thing today, his little update. He said something about, when people call each other by the wrong name. I think that he's talking about like he was raised, like he was probably, I don't know, an orphan.
Probably you don't know. Maybe
An orphan, and they called him. They gave him a new name so that he wouldn't know his old name, or something, or maybe he was a high classified. I mean, who knows? Who knows why you would cover that? But why your step parents or your foster parents would hide that from you? But he made it sound like as if there was something there, and we were talking about that, and I thought it was odd too. He was talking about something about people.
There's another one.
Calling them by their other names or something. But yeah, black is swarthy. Yeah. And it goes on though, but the actual word, there's another definition I was reading in there.
Let's try this one.
Talks about, it goes for like Hillary Duff, like when you start to think about all the people that have Duff in their name and when they use it in things, it's interesting.
Well, he's definitely Irish, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an Irish thing. Well, I think it goes further than that, but yeah, the root word goes back to another word that you've heard before, I'm sure. I just can't I don't see it in the stuff you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm going through all the websites.
I know. Let me see if I can find it on mine. Maybe I can find the one I was looking at. Hold on. Because I looked it up. I know I did. Yeah, Duffy meaning in slang. Well, I'll look
I'm going to Ancestry.
Yeah, there it goes. Look up the slang. It means a slang term for a ghost or spirit. It is derived from the African word duppy, D-U-P-P-Y, which is commonly used in Caribbean islands such as Jamaica, Barbados, and the Bahamas. The word is both singular and plural. See, in Caribbean folklore, duppies are often considered to be malevolent spirits that bring target. They are said to mostly haunt people at night, and some people, Lesser Antilles, I guess that's how you say that, duppies are also known as jumbies.
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 You ever heard of a
Look, so you guys don't think I'm lying to you. That's what the definition says right there. You see that?
Let me pull you up.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it. AI overview, of course. It said slang, the slang meaning, of course, because we're not going to go with the actual meaning because that probably wouldn't be. See, that's exactly. I read that to you, so you see, I'm not lying to you. I got that off the internet. I mean, maybe it's not true, but it seems kind of funny to me. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, I think so.
About something today, like if you want to watch part of his video that he just put out, you'll see what I'm talking about. He says something about, I don't remember exactly what was said, but it's something about, when people call you by the wrong name or something, like, as if his name was much more proud or something. I don't know. He just makes it sound like it's some kind of a, what do you call that? Anyway, yeah, it probably goes further. It's Irish. It's Luffy, Duff. Yeah, Duff, a Duff. Yeah, there you go. See what I mean? You see where I'm going with? So you notice how Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you got Hillary Duff. Think about all these names that have these words in them, and then think about why they're there, people. This is just another way of me showing you all the hidden stuff that's in everything.
I'm learning my ancestry.
Well, that's what I was talking about, ancestry. That's what they want you to think. But is any of this stuff really true? I don't know. But it is kind of funny how when you look up the meanings of words, you find these interesting things. Like you look up NASA, what does it say? It says to deceive. NASA. It's like NASA, yeah. And I looked up the word Duffy because somebody told me to, and I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? A ghost or spirit? That's just perfect for him, isn't it? It's really, really fitting. And for it to be island, like, I don't know. He doesn't look like he's Caribbean, but who knows? Maybe
Caribbean. Well, the Caribbean's been overrun by so many different people.
The act of something being or going crazy, a gangster, retarded, or caught on. Wait. Urban Dictionary. Hold on. I didn't read all of it yet. Hold on.
Okay.
When you are in your bag type. What? Yes, sir. In my Duffy doing that, dude. What? What the fuck is it? Word, Duffy, word, adjective. A terminology commonly used in the inner city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It is used as another word to describe the act of something being or going crazy, gangster, or retarded. It caught on after being profusely used in the local documentary Thuggin' It and Lovin' It, whatever that is. I done already took over Sherwood, and this, I guess, this is some kind of thing. Something from the actual play or something. Thuggin' and Lovin' It.
Duffy's his last name, so his first name's William.
Will Duffy, right. Think about it. Yeah. William
Duffy.
Yeah. Get it? Also, a girl with a fat ass is a Duffy. So that's also in the dictionary. See? It says Duffy. A girl with a fat ass. I didn't make that up. See, like I just read it off there, so don't get mad at me, people. It's not like I'm being
We're not mad at you, dude.
or sexist or anything. Because I mean, I'll admit it's funny, and I'll admit it. I think it's funny, but you know, like I think it's interesting when you start to look up the meanings of the stuff. You start to find all this stuff, and it's like, what? Fluffy Duffy, and then it's like, what? How do you spell it? What's Gowan slang? Next thing you know, there's all these questions pop up, and you're like, what's Gowan slang? You know, like, wait a minute, maybe I need to go look at this. And then it's like,
good question.
There's like a whole bunch of searching for Duffy meaning slang, Duffy meaning TikTok, Duffy origin. See, everybody else has been looking this up, not just me.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. Maybe because Duffy's out there in the public eye a little bit.
I like, dude. Yeah.
He's managed to super chat his way into it is all he's really done. But
yeah,
we all know that, right? We've all seen that. So.
Well,
I just thought it was funny when I actually just looked up. Somebody said, just go look up the meaning of Duffy. And I did. And instantly it popped up with the slang. So I just clicked on that and I saw this. I was like, you know, like,
I got you, dude.
You know, it's like, is this God or is this just me? Does stuff like this really just present itself like this instantly when you look for it? Or is this AI just feeding me what I want? I do wonder about that sometimes. I really do. I wonder, is my phone listening to my conversation and then feeding me dumb information to make me believe that all the stuff in my head is real? I think that it is possible, but how the fuck does it do that?
I think his full name
is... what I mean? Like, how is it possible that all I had to do was just think, okay, well, what the fuck does Duffy mean? He's talking about his name being different. So I'm like, okay, well, it made sense to me when the person who told me, they're like, well, just go look it up. I'm always telling people that, look up what the word means. That's usually words mean things, right? And sure enough, it means something.
Well, look at Bart.
My name. Now I'm going to look up my name and find out, make sure that I'm okay. You know.
You're okay, dude.
I looked up my surname. I was born origin. Related to Mary Queen of Scots or King Henry. Can't recall which one though. Cool.
Yeah.
So
that's good to know. I wonder William Christopher Duffy would be an acronym.
Oh, can I clarify?
Anagram, sorry.
Because today I was on a TikTok today. I don't know if anybody followed me over here from there, but in case they do,
I doubt it.
Because I do advertise.
I don't like TikTokers.
Anyway, but some people were saying, oh, I can't remember what I was going to say.
I'll see what Mary said.
Someone told me to be careful not to look up the Nutter Butter website, and for some reason I did, and I didn't see anything on there that I thought was interesting, but for some reason they claimed that there was all kinds of weird stuff on there. I don't know. Let's see, what else did I look up today? The last few days here. Oh, the thing I was talking about. Okay, now I remember. Okay, so, the definition of the word line, right? I was talking about this. I talk about this all the time. I always say the only way to argue with a stupid Glober or anybody else who thinks that you're lying about the Earth being plane, a three-dimensional plane. Okay, now the water's flat. Yeah, we get it. The dirt's not.
Don't say flat.
We get it. But when you look up the definition of line in geometry, which would be the only way you would use, so words mean things, right? So when you do that, this is what it says. It says in geometry, a line is a straight, one-dimensional figure with no thickness that extends infinitely in both directions. Okay, now there are also something called rays. Now, the only difference between a ray and a line is a ray starts from a point, and then it's emitted, like if you have a laser and you're pointing a laser somewhere, then that would be considered a ray, right? Because you're firing. Okay, get it? It says, essentially a collection of points connected by a straight path with no endpoints. It is considered an idealization of a perfectly straight edge, like a taut string or a ray of light. Get it? So that means a ray and a line are both flat, straight. They don't end. Get it? A ray has a beginning and it doesn't have an end. So that's what it means. Okay, that's what those words mean. So when people come in here and tell all of us flat earthers that you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know anything about math, and well, look, the math supports what I just said, right? A line straight. It doesn't say it curves with the horizon. It doesn't say it curves with the water. It doesn't say anything curves. It says straight, infinite line forever. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Good.
I do.
Okay, so now that we've got that, now let's think about the word or the phrase horizon line. Why do they call it a line, sir? Do you think it's because it's curved? No, dumbass. It's because it's straight and flat and level, and it goes on forever. If you look that way,
360 degrees. Yeah.
it doesn't stop. It goes. If you're standing at the ocean, you don't see nothing but water and all that. Yeah. Okay. And if you go out in the ocean, you see nothing but water all the way around you. The only way that's possible is if it's level. Sorry, but that's just how it works. So the word line actually defeats all the debate, all the argument, all the bullshit. There's a flat, non-rotating plane. That's what it is.
Yeah, can I add a disclaimer in right quick?
Sure.
We're not on an infinite plane. It's not finite. You know.
No, I didn't mean it, but I meant a line.
A lot of people take it that way.
It seems to be infinite. That's why we call it a horizon line, right? And the reason why we call it sea level is because when you walk to the water, you walk to the ocean, and you look out over the ocean, what do you see?
Sorry,
you see level.
I'm tired.
Duh. It's not rocket science, dumbasses. It just means what it says. It's a horizon.
You mean rocket surgery?
Line, not a curve. Sorry. Dumbasses. Learn what words mean. Thank you. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Now you want to hit Platsoy's video for a minute? Let's take a look-see at this thing. It's a pretty little video.
It's very good. Where are we going to start? At the beginning.
Ooh. What do you believe?
It says two-dimensional plane. See that? Two-dimensional plane. Turn like 2 points in a two-dimensional. Get that?
It's Creaky Blinders. McToon. Greg. Planner Walk.
That right there.
Derby.
That got me. That's what got me the first time.
Right here?
That's the word that got me, because someone asked me, well, don't you think words mean stuff, Ryan? That's what they said to me, and because I was arguing, I'm like, well, how do I know that all this stuff's true? Like, how can I trust it? How can
hold on? I don't think I was sharing, dude.
So I can share it with my friends. Right?
Yeah, hold on. I wasn't sharing. Damn it. I'm sorry. Did you see that, Ryan? When I played? Hold on.
Did I see what?
I did. It wasn't sharing. Hold on. I got to, sharing's caring, so I got to share.
Yeah, if you want to know what you're talking about, you have to.
Yeah, I know. I forgot to. Why so obsessed? Yes. Are you obsessed?
How about
me too?
Rick? Oh yeah, is that? Are you talking about Duffy?
What do you believe? Do you believe it's
go.
a spinning ball of infinite vacuum of space, or do you believe we live on a stationary, enclosed plane?
Do you believe?
What does it matter anyway, what
I
someone
do.
else believes? I am going to attempt something that I feel is very important, casting a look into what makes a globe believer so invested into the flat earth. Why do we observe such a fervent
Creaky
obsession
Blinders,
of globe believers, who
McToon,
despite dismissing
Craig,
the notion of a flat earth as ridiculous
all the
and
characters in the
unscientific,
Whatever
cast.
that is.
seem
Planner Walk.
unable
Yeah,
to
that's
just let
Planner Walk.
it rest? Could it be
Whatever
the
that is.
allure of the unknown, the thrill of the debate, or perhaps something deeper,
Thrill of the
an
debate.
intrinsic need to defend the established truths they held onto for so long? Join me as we look into what exactly makes the reality we observe such a drug to the ones who deny it.
Ooh.
Into this intriguing
I need a new
psychological landscape, I couldn't help but wonder, what is it about the flat earth that triggers such a profound reaction in those who stand by the globe? The juxtaposition is fascinating. On one hand, we have a group of individuals fervently advocating for an alternative understanding of our world.
Okay, now I wanted to tell you, Keith did a great job with the voice, didn't he? Yeah. Where did the cookie go? Disappeared again. Jesus, I asked him a question, he walks off. Well, I'm just going to play it. I think he did an excellent job with the voiceover.
Challenging the very foundation of what the ancients and ourselves observe. How many civilizations had described the Earth as an enclosed, stationary plane? But
Nice.
one civilization had challenged this notion with the belief that the sphere is a perfect shape, so God had to create it as such. On the other hand, we see staunch defenders for what is the flat Earth seem to be looped into the endless cycles of debate and ridicule from the ones who claim the position is nothing but idiocy and a joke. This dichotomy begs an important question. How does engaging with the flat Earth affect these globe believers mentally and emotionally?
That was a great job with each one of those television screens and the old radios. Took them a little while to do that. You got each one of these jokers on here, and all the characters that are sucked into the debates or actually have legitimate claims in the debates, I guess. Which I don't see. Most of these are anti-flat earthers in the screens.
Does the constant need to defend their viewpoints stem from a place of insecurity?
Recent phenomenon of an 8-hour documentary about how dumb flat earthers are. Right, yeah, so you spent 4 to 5 months and you said how many hours? Thousands of hours of flat earth content?
I'd say order of probably 1,000.
Right, so Veritas has spent thousands of hours watching flat earth content, making an 8-hour documentary.
And that's not obsessed at all, is it, people? I think that is.
Recently, you went into Flatzoid's stream when he started doing a review of your documentary. Why did you go in? Did someone tag you to say that he was doing it, or?
So I had talked to him a little bit behind the scenes while I was doing all my research, because I wanted to try to get some information from the flat Earth side. I kind of made up my mind pretty early. I didn't want to talk to them live just because I felt like it was gonna devolve into like a debate about gravity or density
Dumpster
or like
fires,
whatever.
we call them. Yeah, dumpster fires.
Like I said, me and Veritas have been Veritas, we have been talking a bit in Discord, but I did ask him if he wants to have a discussion, and he seems not to want to.
It's easier for him to just run you through the coals if he can not hear you.
I recognize that voice.
Defend yourself.
So yeah, so what I did is though, let's make
Go
sure,
back.
because
Hold
he
on.
feels
I don't
it's
care.
not going to be.
He didn't
So
interview.
yeah, so
I'm
what
not
I did.
sure why he didn't. Maybe he did it for a
Talking-
reason, or maybe I
Hold
came
on.
too late.
Because I felt
He
Say it
did
again.
put me in there, so I appreciate that. Yeah.
I know. I get in a lot of shorts because I always set them up for like Sean and Veritas and a couple other people.
Well, and I'm
Like-
always making jokes for that reason, because I know eventually I'm going to get myself in there. I mean, do you blame me? I mean,
Nah.
I'm just trying to get attention like everybody else. I mean, I know I have my different ways of doing it, but most people think it's funny, so I'm going to keep doing it. I think it's fun. I think
Nice.
comedy is probably the best way to go. You can keep somebody's interest and keep them laughing, then usually they'll stick around and they like you, right? Like, it's hard not to like somebody that makes you laugh, right?
Mhm.
At least I've always had trouble not liking people that make me laugh, even if they're goofy and silly. I mean, I still enjoy it. I enjoy their company. I can't help it.
Well, you should get sharper and sharper with each debate. I don't exactly agree with PJ because I like debates because you keeps your wits about you. And
I agree with you on
understand-
that. I do agree with you on that end of it, and you made me think about that all over again, because I was getting to the point where I just didn't like doing it, because it's almost like, in order for me to really get my point, to make you get my point, I have to be rude to you and be mean to you, because most people won't listen to you. So you have to drag them all the way down through the forest, all the way down to the edge of the water, and then slap their face in the water, and they still look up at you and ask you for a cup instead of just water. They're like, "Where's the cup?" It's like, dude.
Yeah.
I can't help you there. Does it look like I came with a cup? Like get a drink of water and let's go. Let's keep moving. What the hell's wrong with you?
And Barb, don't worry. I'm going to get your video soon.
By the way,
I'm
I'm sorry that is true, but I can't help that. So I'm going to put it out there for everybody and make it interesting, hopefully, and make it not about being angry or anything, hopefully.
Okay. Let's hear that voice of gold and recording. You ready?
Okay. I'm ready. Cool.
Your golden voice, dude. Yeah.
Felt like it was going to devolve into like a debate about gravity or density
Dumpster
or like
fires,
whatever.
we call them. Yeah, dumpster fires.
Like I said, me and Veritas have been Veritas. We have been talking a bit in Discord, but I did ask him if he wants to have a discussion, and he seems not to want to.
It's easier for him to just run you through the coals if he can not hear you defend yourself.
So yeah, so what I did is though, that's why I said let's maybe we can have a debate then, since he doesn't have a discussion because he feels it's not going to be honest to talk to flat earthers. Like, what kind of excuse is that?
Wow.
So Veritas, if you don't want to debate, if that's really how you want to discuss with me, it's fine. I think it's a bit cowardish, to be honest, to say, let me make stuff about flat earth, but I refuse to talk to flat earther.
When really...
One more thing, though. Keith does have nice looking hair and a beard in that shot, too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I know. But he's going bald, so he's going to end up like you.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Wait, who is that?
No, the Flatzoid had before the shot before.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it was a while back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember when he came on like it was yesterday.
When he came on
I
with
should pull that.
Remember?
No, when Veritas came on.
Oh yeah.
I'm pulling up his clip. I want to play it too.
I didn't want, and this is kind of what I had said when I talked to them. I'm not interested in debating the things that science figured out hundreds of years ago that you guys have debated a million times. Like, I'm not going to bring anything new to the conversation. They're not going to change their minds.
In other words, I'm a pussy.
He has a point, though.
So
I mean,
still, but I mean,
that they feel like that, and I get that they do feel like that. But of course, you're going to feel like that when you're wrong. I mean, if you think about it, every time you've ever been wrong, like especially when you think about your parents or your father or your mother telling you, "Don't do this, don't do that, don't hang out with this kind of guy, don't hang out with," or whatever the hell it was, and you didn't listen, and then you did those things, and then something bad happens to you, and you're like, "Oh no." You mean to tell me they weren't lying to me? They actually do care about what happens to me? Oh, wow. Then you feel stupid, right? There's two ways you can go. You can either say, go back and tell your parents, you know what, you were right. I'm sorry. I'll try to be smarter. Thank you for looking out for me. Or I can go and say, screw you. I hate you. And you're an asshole. And you just wanted to treat me bad because I was a kid and you didn't like me. There's two ways you can go there, right?
Yeah. When I was 14, I thought I knew everything too, you know.
But I was smart enough also to know that when I was licked, right, and I knew to back down and cowl, like I knew when to roll over and show my belly. That's what I'm saying. And everybody needs to know when that time is, because if you go too far, that's when something bad can happen to you. So just be careful, and be careful what you ask for.
You just might get it.
And be careful what you research also. If you don't want to know something's true, don't research it. Just stay away from it. Probably the best way to go.
Yeah, but basic facts about the world you live in should be well known, but it doesn't seem
they
like
are.
That,
but you know what the problem is that there's so much of Hollywood. Hollywood's taken over the media so well that even documentaries are starting to like stay on that side of it, and that's kind of sad. And it's been happening over the years for a long time. I've been watching TV since I was just a baby, right? Like really, really small. Like I had my own black and white TV for a long time and sat in front of it every day. So trust me, I know about TV, but I got the same training as everybody else did. But the difference is that I realized that when I look around in the real world, like every job and all the things and all the relationships I ever had, they were never anything like the things on TV. They never are. They're never anything like that. You know what I mean? TV is boring. It's like just the minutes, right? It's just the important scenes of the storyline. It's not even the whole story. In real life, believe it or not, and like it or not, everybody's life is a porno. If you think about it, it is, because you're going to end up getting along with somebody, right? At some point or another, and you're going to see it. You're going to see body parts, right? Or I'm not trying to be graphic, but everybody lives the life like you're in a pornographic movie. you really think about it. It's just a matter of when you're going to get to see those scenes, right? So that's the reason why I think like most people get weird and they want, like they get fascinated with the other sex or whatever, and they, they wander around wondering what those moments are like. You know what I'm saying? I get that, but the thing I don't get is why is it that creepy people don't just find other creepy people like them to do weird shit with? Why do they always like? You know what I mean? It never made sense to me. I always thought like there ought to be a just with the weird people, and then we don't have to deal with it, right?
That's not going to happen, though. That's not going to actually. That's not day-to-day life, though. I wish it were.
Exactly. But in real life, you really think about it. Yeah, you see things that you should never see, and that you would never see on TV. You see people, angry with each other and saying horrible things about each other, and you keep that secret, right? Even though you know that there's a possibility someday they might hurt each other or something. Like we all have those little secrets that we keep, and the things that we know that we probably shouldn't, or that we've allowed to be for whatever our own fears for it were, right? So we're all condemned. We can all condemn ourselves, right?
We could, but I try not to condemn myself on a day-to-day.
No, but if you reflect,
it's bad for your self-esteem, dude. Instead of
reflecting, I have to be reminded all the time that I'm weird, and that the way I act sometimes does make people upset. And so I try to be open to like understanding when I've done that and try to apologize the best I can, provided that what I did wasn't like some kind of deal breaker, Anyway, what were we talking about?
I know what you're saying. Well, life being like a porno.
See what I mean? Like, see where my mind goes down, what dark road it goes down when we start talking about Duffy and people like this. It goes down a bad road. Like that's the reason why I say it takes you off the path. That's the whole idea of it. That's the reason why they put it out there. That's why he's there. He's there to get people like you and me that could normally just go and do the research ourselves, figure it out for ourselves, and make a decision, and then move on. You don't have to make a big deal. You don't have to start a movement. Just know the truth, right? And protect yourself from people who try to tell you different. That's it. That's all we're trying to do. I just want you to know the truth. You have a right to know. Why wouldn't I want to share that with you? I would be an asshole if I didn't want to share that, because it's free, right? You just have to know it, right? You just have to make that decision. Do I want to know? Do I want to read? Yeah. Do I want to understand my world like it really is? Or do I want to take some dumbass box's word for it that's not even real, right?
Well, most people who live vicariously live through that box, dude. So.
Well, swatted.
It's ugly.
If you don't spank a boy, you know this, mommy. Right, Barbara, mommy, if you don't spank your boys, eventually they start to think that they can do whatever they want, and they will take advantage of you. That's the way men are. We work in a pecking order. So that's why when there's not a daddy around, the toddler will play that game with you because he's wanting to play that pecking order. And he normally does that with his dad, and his dad knocks him out a couple times and the kid learns his lesson, right? Or whatever, the dad does something to him to make the kid realize that he's not as strong as he thought he was, and he needs to come back with a lunch, That's how we do it, right? We have to do that. We have to be challenged. And that's the way it works in nature, too. There's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people think there's something wrong with men being normal. No, there's nothing wrong with us being men. But just remember that when we're around women, we have to be more considerate. That's all it is.
Okay. Right. I can't find Veritasium's stream. I'm finding.
Is that a problem?
Well, I was going to look at it for a minute, but he's just reviewing clips out of it just now.
Yeah, really bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing.
I'm going all the way back to Lore Lodge.
That would be one way of making sure nobody can steal your work, right? Just take it off the internet and delete it all.
Yeah.
I guess you could do that.
Uh-huh. I don't see it.
Hey, Aunt, you really don't want to be messing around with my mom, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since Veritasium was actually on, dude.
If the ants get inside of my bong and I take a hit, they're probably going to get pretty hot, don't you think?
Oh, I'm going to start playing again. Ready?
One that's crawling around on there.
Here we go.
I pinged a few flat earthers. Flatzoid was one of them. And I had kind of the wishful thinking that I'd get any sort of information out of him. And so someone had sent me the link, and I watched like 3 minutes of it.
They were running around on my ball.
And I was like cringing in pain because they had gotten
Okay, what were you saying?
Well, when I'm sitting here, because I'm sitting like right underneath a fruit tree, of course, there's going to be an ant nest underneath the tree, right? Of course. And of course, there is. And
Yeah.
because there's cracks in the ground, but I water the tree quite a bit. So every time I water, they crawl up all over the legs of the chair. And the ground is still kind of wet. So they're still a little bit aggravated with me for fucking with their house. So they usually crawl all over me. And I go in the house and then I see them crawling all over the place in the bed, on the pillow, wherever. I just see these random ants. I'm like, where the hell do you guys come from? And the other day I was sitting out here and I was looking at my shirt and I was wearing white and I realized that they're crawling all over me all the time when I'm out here. I never really paid attention. And bugs crawl into my clothes and into my pockets, like pincher bugs. I've been known to find pincher bugs up inside of my sleeve, and I'll be like, "What the hell is that? That's stabbing me!" And I'll reach in there and I'll pull it out, and it's a freaking bug. And he's like, "Hey, let me out of here."
Okay, you're not far from home, are you? No, your fruit tree.
Well, let's see, maybe 30 feet, 20 feet.
I'm talking about you didn't fall far from the tree, dude. The fruit
No,
tree.
obviously not. It's right here. Tree's right here. Right behind me. There's this. I put this up here to keep the sun off me in the morning because the sun's been moving and it's changing. It's it's going back to its whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Okay, can we play this? Great, let's go.
I'll shut up.
No, sir. No, don't shut up. Keep talking.
3 minutes into the video and had already gotten like everything wrong.
Oh yeah. It's incredible watching.
Sorry, I don't know why Restream defaulted
you only
all
watched the first
my
3 minutes.
settings to weird shit. So real quick.
Say again.
So you only watched the first 3 minutes. Okay, great. Now we understand.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for admitting that
Quick,
you're.
let me just clarify that. So that last thing there, that wasn't me saying those things. That was me
was
talking
me.
about the things that people say to me, right? I wasn't saying that my
Take it on the
IQ was
bathroom floor?
dropping. I wasn't, right? Like,
I was gathering you were giving 4 different arguments from what people see.
yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
That was bull.
And how big is your therapy bill? That is the main question, really.
I know who that is.
yeah, no, like I said, NASA's paychecks are covering that.
He's got a deep voice.
I did speak to
been-
Karen
it's
in
been around.
payroll, and you are officially on the payroll now, so
I'm
you
not
should
on
be
the payroll,
receiving your
damn it.
shield checks. Or watching Flatzoid's panel, because they all think they're the smartest people in the world.
This is a game I've been seeing played by the
Notice how he
Antidote
doesn't have an
side
accent
for a
all the
while,
time. He just seems like
claiming that
Yeah, I
we
do.
claim to know everything, where we constantly claim we don't know things, while all they do
He loses
is
it
claim
when
to
it's
know
necessary.
everything and show to be ignorant.
Okay, let's start with a very important thing about the second law of thermodynamics, and that is the type of system that it deals with. What kind of system is that?
It's a difficult thing to do.
Are you saying it's
It is.
It's
hard to keep that accent
isolated
going.
systems?
Well, that is what the second
That's
law of
pretty
thermodynamics is,
scary.
isn't it? Because the second law of thermodynamics deals with entropic processes within an isolated system.
Remember that. Folks.
So the isolated system that it's talking about is the universe, right?
Okay.
They're not paying
So you're
enough.
saying that being an isolated system?
I'm saying that the universe is an isolated system.
The
And that is
That
what the
is
second law of
what-
thermodynamics refers to.
Yeah.
And it is an absolute fact that the entropy of the isolated system,
Correct. Correct.
Earth is classed as a closed system in physics.
That's not true because you claim to have astronauts leaving Earth. So that's
Yeah,
considered because maybe-
A closed system in physics allows for the transfer.
Whoa, did I turn it off?
For what? Yeah, the internet's fucking tweaking, huh?
I don't know. It's probably I got too many windows open. Let's try that again.
Transfer small parts of matter and energy. It's not completely
Mr. Khan.
isolated like an isolated system.
Khan's
It
Academy.
allows for some transfer
I
of
know, I've
energy
read
between
these.
systems.
These popped up
Whereas
in
obviously an
Element
open system and
before they
isolated
ever
system are the
did
other
that.
ends of those.
A lot of these are element.
So when we're talking about
Divided
systems, the
randomly
Earth is
in
classed
that room.
as a closed system,
They have
and the universe.
What'd you say? I missed that last bit.
No, I was just saying is that a lot of that stuff that he's popped, that those comments that he's pulling are from the element. Hit the flat Earth chat or whatever that's next to his show. Like he has an element chat that you can also like ask questions. He posts all the his shows and everything on Flat stuff. And
Yeah.
that chat room, whenever he invites people in, it's kind of like the green room. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what it is. At least that's the way it used to seem like it was. It was kind of like the green room. Sorry.
The green room.
Yeah, like where you go when you're backstage, on kind of. It's like the green room, kind of. You know what I mean?
I do. I know what you're talking about.
Get what I'm saying? Okay, smart ass.
Hey, we got a guy named God's Wrath is watching. God's watching the flat Earth. Sorry,
Yeah, I was
God's wrath.
God's wrath.
Yeah. God's wrath is watching the flat Earth. No, God's watching.
Usually, the first word you see next to God's is something like wrath. Though I get you.
Let's say hi to him. All right. How you doing, God?
God's watching this flat Earth. It's night to me. Yeah, it's night to me here too.
Yeah, me too. It's morning technically. It's 1:03 here, so. In the fine state of Denver, Colorado, or me and Barbara's locality here. It's a lovely place to look at, hang out. You can go up to the mountains. You can go to the lake. I noticed
today when I was in a lot of other chats and stuff, because I get around. Trust me, I get it. Ask anybody in here, Saddle Above and them. He'll tell you. I am everywhere in a lot of different chats. But anyway, mostly there's 3 main, but 4 main if you include ours here. But what was I saying?
You were Chatty Cathy?
Yeah. Well, I'm Chatty Cathy because I see all the comments, and I want to talk about the comments because I think the people who we're talking to, the people in our chat, are the most important part of the show. And so I'm always trying to drag them into it because I know that it's much more interesting and much more entertaining when you feel like you're part of the show, right? Don't you agree?
Are you wondering
even
what
if
I'm
that's
wondering?
not true at all, and you really have no say, if we give you that feeling as if you do, it's more comfortable and it makes you want to watch the show all the way through, right? Am I wrong, anybody?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Got to be a good salesman.
So, being a salesman right now, I'm thinking about doing your
he says, "Hey, y'all."
Doing your 4-camera experiment. Did you catch me? So
4 would be fun. You do 12, 15, whatever.
I get that many cameras. How about let's go with 2 to start with, and we'll actually set it up.
Like I said, we should be able to use our phones. If whoever wants to help me do it is here near San Francisco, I'll meet you in San Francisco, wherever you want to go. I was thinking about doing one from on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, looking towards that Oakland, because you can get up on this rock. I know it's higher up. It's not level with the ground, obviously, because if you want things to disappear over the edge, you have to look at it from the level of the ground, right? In order for that effect to work, or have to be really far away from it, or whatever. Anyway, but I want to show how, even though it looks like it's going over the curve when it goes away from you, if you're looking from a 90-degree angle from across, a couple miles down the road, you can see the ships going from left to right, and they're not going over a curve. It's pretty obvious that it's just an illusion, right? And then we can close that. We can close another door of Glover bullshit when it comes to oh, no, it's not. No, it's current.
Nah.
It's hard. People.
It. All right, let's go back to it.
Is the only isolated system that there is. And I will agree with you that the entropy of an isolated system will always increase. But that doesn't mean that you cannot have systems within that isolated system that within their own isolated part reverse.
What does that have to do with anything, though? That's what I want to know, is why is he bringing that up? Just to have something to say. Well, look, I argued and I won because they didn't disagree with me and they didn't tell me I was wrong, right? That's what he's really looking for.
Yeah.
Because that was what he goes back to his cronies with, right? His little minions. He goes back and he says, look, they didn't tell me I was wrong, so this time we can use this again. We got to use this, put it on the script.
Remember the last debate Flats had with Craig and McToon? And remember their last any proof that they even went to was they had NASA pictures, and that was because of consensus. They went with that. That was the end of the debate. After everything else was debated.
If you want to go that way, I'll show you. See, that's what I'll do. If you debate me and that's what you bring to the table, I'll literally go over 100 different fucking videos and show you how fake they are. And then say, okay, is this one of the videos that you want to claim as your evidence? What about this one? What about that one? And after they see that almost all of them really can be faked and they're really easily done, then it's kind of like, even though in their mind they're trying to argue with all that and the cognitus is setting in on them, you start to see that come over them. And if they don't, then they're not. They're just anti-flat earthers. They're just here to argue with you because they want you to be wrong. No matter what it is, they just want you to be wrong. They don't care. They just want your flat earth or whatever it is that your beliefs are to be wrong. and they want to make you look stupid if they can't prove you wrong, or if they can't prove themselves right, then what they'll do is just try to like thrash you by pissing you off or triggering you or something, or bringing a friend in and making some kind of fiasco happen, or bringing in some guy that's only half there in his head, and then you take advantage, or whatever. It's always some kind of a trick or some kind of a stick it up your ass while you're not looking, kind of thing. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well, that's not a real debate, personally. And debates when you bring actual evidence and
right, but that never happens with these people. They don't debate it. All they do is they come in and they go, why not? And they make excuses and they don't show up, or when they do show up, they don't have any evidence. They just argue with stupid shit like you're stupid.
Yeah. Well, like the Sean from
Television
Kingdom in Context.
Different thing. So you have to believe that. Don't believe what you see in front of you. Believe what the TV tells you, because the TV's always right. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, Kingdom in Context actually asked McToon this question when he was on his show. Is like, you don't verify any of these statements you do, and he said, "No, I don't have to."
Yeah, and I made him read. I made him read the definition of a line, and he didn't have much to say to me after that. He didn't want to talk to me. That was it. That was it. That was the end of the argument. That was the end of the debate.
Yeah. So these people don't verify any of their claims, or they just hope you pair it off. I'm gonna start it over or start it again. Ready?
First, the laws of entropy, and like they genuinely think that they're having an intellectual discussion, but it's like watching a group of monkeys put shit on a wall. It really is. It's fucking hilarious. When you went in,
The globe defending side always has a way of trying to show insult and incredulity towards flat Earth.
One of the things I talk about was, just to kind of frame the conversation, was whenever I talk to anybody, whether it's like my dad, a family friend, whatever, right? Talk to somebody and say, I've been working on this flat Earth project, right? There's the kind of four kind of responses I get where people are like, wait, are they real? Or, you can't be serious. Or I know somebody like that. They're, so frustrating and crazy and blah, 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 right? So what I was doing was I was explaining how different people view the flat Earth.
Why?
He didn't want to go there.
And how a lot of people think it's a meme. A lot of people are like, I didn't think it was real. Like, birds aren't real.
I'd show you what a line. I'd show you the definition. I'd show you a picture of the horizon. I'd show you me measuring the horizon. I'd show you 2 different angles from different places in the ocean. I could show you all kinds of shit over and over. I could show you thousands of things that will literally point your mind to understand it's only logical if it's a flat, non-rotating surface. That's it, period. It doesn't matter whether it's a little bit bumpy or have mountains and rivers and valleys. It doesn't matter. It's still a plane. It's still a flat plane.
Well, you could take any Cartesian grid and actually show them exactly how it actually is a planar.
It doesn't matter doesn't matter about Cartesian grids. It doesn't matter about maps. It doesn't matter about none of that. You can see it with your own eyes when you go. Just go look at the horizon. It's that simple. It's not curved. And if you see a curve, maybe you need to get your brain checked. I'm just telling you, it's not there, bro. Yeah. It's not there.
I know.
I can record it on a camera. I don't give me that. Oh, I can't. You just can't see it. No bullshit.
Wait, what they're looking for are distant shots. That's basically.
And where's the bulge anyway? Shouldn't there be places on Earth where we can actually see, and you could, like, if this was true, if the ball thing was really true, they would be able to show us all the little bumps and all the little different manifestations of that hump that they talk about, that pear-shaped thing. They'd be showing it all over. They'd be rubbing it in our faces, bro. But they don't, because they don't have that information.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Remember Pete Brain last night when I showed him with his demonstration, that little minute video? That says it all right there, dude. There would be a bulge in the center.
Yep, there would have to be. Absolutely have to be. At some point or another, there'd have to be. And I've seen over 200 miles and seen the foot of Shasta Mountain from Vacaville with my own eyes, just standing on the freeway. And I actually took a picture of the area. Of course, I didn't take a picture at the time because I didn't have a phone with a good camera, but I know it's there and I'm going to catch it again. One of these days when I go by there again, it's going to be clear and I'm going to see it and I'm going to get a picture of it. But I'm telling you, if I can see the foot of Mount Shasta from here, that's over 200 miles away. And I know what the foot of Mount Shasta looks like because I've been to Mount Shasta. I've driven right up to it, literally drove right up to the damn thing. And I'm telling you, you can see the foot of it and you know what it looks like. It has a different shape. It's sort of like bulky at the bottom and then it goes up. And Shasta Mountain's very striking. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard to miss. So when you see it like out there by the horizon and you're like, what? And you can literally like see the freeway down, you could literally see all that. It's all scrunched together, of course, but you could literally see where it starts to roll up in front of that mountain. And I was like, damn, I didn't know you could see that far. And that's another time, like I said, it's another one of those things that went bing in my head. And I went, what, dude? No way. Like, why didn't I notice this before? Why wasn't I going around from the 8 years old when I learned about all this? Why wasn't I going around checking this and challenging everybody? It escaped me. I guess it's because my dad and everybody else kept telling me it was bullshit. So I kind of had to believe them because I was a kid. They weren't going to sit there and listen to me. It wasn't like it was a debate. I didn't have a say, right? I was just a kid.
Do me a favor.
Speak when you're spoken to.
And no, do me a favor. Look up Flatch's lives and see if you can find the one with Veritasium in it. I want to put it on here and compare it to what he's got a clip.
You want me to do homework? Oh shit! Are you serious?
Oh no. Yeah, I want to play some more of his video.
Right, like so now in doing that, they all were offended.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not what I never said. Those things, I wasn't saying those things. I was saying that other people.
You were representing what they don't understand the context behind conversation.
You're right, Scott.
I don't understand. What are they talking about?
What first got you into the Flat Earth arena?
The first thing that got me in the Flat Earth arena was I think it was like episode 3. I did a show on Flat Earth from a biblical perspective, and this is about 3.5 years ago. And I found, we did like the moon landing and Flat Earth from a biblical perspective. And what happened is I started digging deep into the Bible, finding out, verses like obviously Genesis 1:8, God called the firmament heaven. That was one that really got me when I started studying the definition of firmament or rakia or stereoma in the Greek. And I found out that it's solid sky, and then looked up, verses like in Job or Proverbs 8:27, where it talks about the sky being firm. That's what really got me to look into this, because I was like, that really separates the difference between the globe and the flat earth would be the firmament, so that's what really got me in. And then on episode 5, I had Dave Weiss on, and he kind of went over the scientific part of the flat earth. And that really got me intrigued. I was like, all right, so he kind of solidified it for me on the scientific side, and then the biblical side. So once I know that the Bible says it, I know that
Josh Monday,
he has a very, very young voice. He does much more than mine, I think. Even when
he's in his 30s, dude. He's like,
okay. Yeah, I figured but I'm just saying, he does. He still has that really, like my cousin James. I don't remember if you met him or saw him when I was on here, but my cousin James is like, he's really tall and kind of lanky, but he got really big in his old, as he grew up. And so now he's this big dude, but he still has this little tiny voice. And it's kind of weird because he's like, stands next to you. He's like 6 foot something, and he's like tall and, he's just a huge kid, and it's like, what? Like you look at him like, wait, what? You're expecting this big, deep voice to come out.
Yeah. Hey, Rod, Flat says it's right after that, before the 8-hour episode where he did that review for 8 hours live. Remember the stream we did for 8 hours? It was toward,
the 8-hour stream.
Yeah, right before that or right after that, I think. Then he actually came on the show.
I would have to remember what the date was for that, and I don't know that I do.
Go past where
I'm going to his channel. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Yeah. Okay, so
right before Lore Lodge, I already looked.
But videos, it's all right. It's on from latest to oldest. So you're talking about the one right below the 8-hour one.
It's either right after or right before. It's just Veritasium. He's in the description. I'm pretty sure of it.
Restream. What? Wait a minute. Let's see. Latest. Yeah, latest. Okay. Why so obsessed with the Flat Earth documentary? Okay, that's the last thing. Josh Monday and Flatsoid Perspective. That's the one you're watching, right? 13 False Doctrine, Obsessed Documentary, Deltard Cult Challenge, Matt Dillahunty Mutes and Insults. Aaron Raw made a big, that guy was creepy. Closet Glober, Look Out the Window, Raichi, Can You Defend This? The Globe is Destroyed. Okay, I'm not seeing what you're saying.
Those are just basic debate days that we had there.
Yeah, I know. But he makes a lot of shorts, so that's what I'm saying is he.
Yeah. I'm looking through the live.
I don't always get to watch all of them either, so I'm sure that I'm in some of them. Hopefully not. Yeah. I'm kidding.
You never know, dude.
No, it's cool. I'm not expecting it, but I'm saying if it comes up, then if I say something that's right, then put it on there. I don't mind. Just don't don't drag me through the gutter if I screw up and say something wrong. See,
Well,
Sean,
Flash does a live every day, so it's going to be a long list.
I know it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm going down. Let's see. God in your brain. Yeah, he's done a lot of little stuff lately. I've noticed. I've watched most of it. I see the little red lines here. Let's laugh again. Sean Hawkins and the Donkey Detention. Oh, I remember that. That's
it was a good show.
Rachie, yeah, I remember when Rachie was still around. That was a while back. How old is this? 10 months ago? How long ago was this anyway? It wasn't that long ago, was it?
It's Josh's channel. Okay.
Oh, Josh's channel?
There's a link for Josh's channel that Joe Barbara's put in the link in chat. There's a podcast. Okay. Josh is a musician. Never mind. He's a musician. Musician.
Somebody else saw it too. I was just gonna post that picture yesterday, and I didn't. Now look, somebody else is posting it again. God damn them! Beat me to
those
it.
People.
13 hours ago, fucker. I was gonna do that this morning. I swear to God, I was gonna post that and go, "What do you think about this, fuckers?" But
okay, while we're doing this, I'm gonna play some more of this thing.
Somebody always beats me to it.
Why are you so obsessed?
Scriptures inspired by God. I know Romans 3:4 says that let God be true, every man a liar. Titus 1:2 says that God cannot lie, and Hebrews 6:18 says it's impossible for God to lie. So once I started looking at the Bible through that lens, I was just I was sold, because I do believe I look at it through that lens, and once you look at it through that lens, then you know that everything that you're reading, and you find out that it's all inspired by God, then you know it is the truth. And I believe that the Bible is the absolute truth, and that's the only truth that we still have left, like complete truth, I believe. Yeah, and that's what sold me.
Ahoy hoy, I'm Planet War.
Ahoy, hoy,
one thing that I hear a lot of flat earthers say is they say that the flat earth movement is growing, the truth is getting out there, and someday they'll all be taken seriously.
I think you might be thinking to yourself, how ironic is it the same people at the time are the ones dedicating their whole channels to trying to debunk this so-called joke.
I give up.
Why would someone waste so much of their time and life on a subject that they thought just was utterly ridiculous?
If you don't find it, hold on.
Mistake.
Do you think it could just...
Hey Barb, don't worry about it. It's actually Veritas's, when he came on to Flats's show when he first came in, and
I just found
it was with Dave and me and Ryan here. We had him pretty much pinned down from the go. We knew what he was doing. I just wanted to look at it again. All right, sorry. Show me what you were talking about just now.
So Flats writes something in here to one of his comment things, right? Mm-hmm. And he says something about, if you guys, thank you for all the supporters that, have the special subscriptions and everything. He's thanking everybody, and it's a little post, and it says something about, if there's anything you'd like me to do in your honer, not honor, but honer is what he's put. And so, of course, I can't help but take advantage of that to make a joke. So I'm writing, I hope you don't have a honer when you're talking to me.
Dude, you're just weird. I'm just telling you right now. That's all there is to it.
Just be that they love the attention.
Just give up on it, Ryan.
Maybe
Don't
it's the cognitive dissonance as they try and fight through, not understanding that the reality they live in has been blindly shown to them from birth. And thus, it has to be right. It has to be what we have been taught. Could it just be that they are just too fully invested into their belief system, and anybody that challenges this belief has to be shown wrong? Let's take Dave McKeegan, for instance. His whole channel throughout the years has been based on photography and lenses. But one day he decided, hang on, let me make a flat earth video. This flat earth video seems to have rocketed off and had much more views than everything else. So this has given him a reason to rather move his niche to flat earth.
Oh dear. They weren't happy, because I stated they think the.
All right. Now, what's his nickname? Do you know?
We're not happy enough.
Do you hear me?
What?
What's his nickname?
Who?
Keegan.
I forgot what.
Triangles. McKeegan. Dave Triangles. Yeah. He Flat Earth every time he gets on. He sets up his streams. He sets up for a level plane, and he does all his photography like that and all his debunks. Yeah. It's pretty funny, I think. But you're not listening.
Earth is a flat disk, and apparently that's not the case. Apparently, real flat earthers, there's an ironic term for you, but real flat earthers don't think the Earth is a flat disk at all. Many even accusing me of outright being a liar and making it up to try and prove a point that doesn't actually exist.
Triangles, yeah, there you
Except
go.
up until at least a few weeks ago, when I was still on Facebook, I was part of a Facebook group, a huge Facebook group called the Official Flat Earth / Globe Discussion Group. It has tens of thousands of members arguing both sides, those in favor of globe and those in favor of flat Earth. And I've debated with many of the flat earthers.
So did you find people who disagree with you?
Do I find people who disagree? Everywhere. God has blessed me with a level of patience and there's only one thing that will set me off to where I actually, in my spirit, I want to hit someone, is being mocked. When I'm trying to be kind to somebody and they're mocking my words, like in my face, my wife knows. It's like I'm somehow, I have to walk away. Being disagreed with, even venomously, by other people, by people who want to mock what I'm saying as not true. God has put it in me that I kind of don't care. I've come to a point in my life that I'm not concerned about the blind people who can't see.
Amen.
They're deaf and they're blind and deaf. They don't have eyes to see and ears to hear.
I agree. Yeah, it's something God had to work with me as well.
Yes.
Because the thing that doesn't bother me that it was the Christians themselves.
Right.
I mean, I get Christians that mock me and insult and call me a scammer and a deceiver and all this just because I teach what the Bible teaches. You understand?
Yep. I do understand because you're putting in my mind right now where it happened. I was at praise team rehearsal. I play guitar in the praise team. I play keys and bass sometimes too. And one of the singers, she's an older woman. I mean, she has grandchildren. Beautiful lady, amazing voice. She's kind of a pillar in the church that I attend, her and her husband. And the guy who runs sound, and he's very meticulous, he's excellent. The two of them sat down and started mocking me about the conspiracy theorist stuff. And I felt my spirit rise up because it was offensive, because these people who know nothing, I could challenge them on scripture left and right. And forgive me, I don't want to sound prideful. I'm saying this is the process that went through my mind. I could challenge them on scripture. I could throw scripture at them and they wouldn't know what it says, and half of it they wouldn't know what it really means. For real. And they've been Christians for a long time. But what I wanted to say, like I said the other day, is how many of you have worked with Nobel Prize winning physicists? How many of you taught remote sensing and spacecraft data processing? All of that to point out that they don't know what they're talking about, and you're mocking me when I'm trying to help you understand. And what happens is Holy Spirit will cause me to shut my mouth. Don't say anything, and just they I hate to say casting my pearls before swine, but that's what it comes down to. And
Yeah, it is.
they don't want to understand. They only want to mock. Why would I waste my time?
I agree. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's almost show. That's usually when I talk to. This is why I do believe the flat Earth is the separation between the wheat and the tares. It's
I think
showing
it's one.
one of them, but
If
it's
you- if
definitely
you-
showing between the two because you can see a person's behavior. It's almost demonic how it shifts when you bring up a flat
Oh,
Earth
yes.
Christians,
Yep.
and they don't accept it.
Yep. And they mock you.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out mock you. And you can show them in the scripture. You can show them. And then when I say, do you know what Copernican cosmology is at all? And well, no. Do you know how fast the Earth spins according to what we're told by science? Well, no. Do you know how fast the orbit is around the sun? Do you know it's an ellipse, we're told? Do you know that the sun orbits around a galactic center? What we're told. You know the galaxies are all expanding. No, they don't know anything about that, but they're going to mock me when I'm pointing out that all of that is impossible according to the order of creation lined out, stated flat, plainly in Genesis 1. Plainly.
Yeah.
It took me over a year to come up with the final experiment. Every time I would come up with an idea, it would just never work. And then one day, I got it.
This is Will Duffy. Well, Pastor Will Duffy, to be exact. He is the author of what he calls the final experiment. The issue here is this actually the final experiment for all humanity, or just for him?
Book, and a friend of mine, her name is Wendy, she posted something about flat Earth. And at first, I thought she must be joking, but there was no punchline. So I read the comments.
So basically, Will Duffy is Peter Pan, and Wendy gave him the idea.
And it seemed genuine. This was very peculiar to me. How could someone today,
What a fantasy.
in the 21st century, think the Earth is
flat?
Nice job with the coordinates stuff.
How could someone today, in the 21st century, think the Earth is
flat?
How could someone today, in the 21st century, think the Earth is
flat?
To recap from my first visit, we confirmed that the globe claims that we are standing on the rotating Earth. Therefore, we see the pendulum change direction.
No, that was an awesome one right there. Pound on it a little harder, sir. Go ahead there. Beat it like you own it.
Hey, when it clears out, I won't have to bang on it anymore. God damn it. Sorry, Lord. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. That's thing to say.
Give me.
Lord, sorry. All right, Wayne. That's enough. That's enough. I don't want that because I'm going to have to take all this down. I have to pull it all down so it doesn't blow around. Otherwise, it'll go.
You need a better You need
when
a
I
better
first
set, dude.
up here, it was windy and raining like a son of a beast, right? It was like pouring down. So, and I was trying to pull this thing, and I threw it over the fence on the other side right here behind me, between here and the end, and I was going to staple it down on that side, right? And I hadn't stapled it yet, but I just tossed that end over, and this end was still stretched over some of the wood that I had just laying here. And so I pulled it up, and there was already some tarp there, but it was falling apart, right? So I threw it over, and I had it wrapped up, and there was a piece of rope that I had tied to one corner of it, and I decided, you know what, with the wind like it is, maybe I should tie this corner right here to the tree across over here on the other side. And thank God I did that, because this thing opened up, and it's like 30 foot by something feet. It's huge, right? And it's thick, and the wind picked the whole thing up in the air, and the only thing holding it was that little piece of rope, and I was holding onto it like, oh shit. And I mean, it was going like this, and my buddy was standing over there, and he was like, his jaw hit the ground. He was like, dude, I thought you were gonna fly over that fence, because it yanked me in my arm, drug me up to the edge of the fence. But thank God it was tied. It just kind of went back down. He was like, dude, I thought you were gonna fly over that wall, bro. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
was experiences.
Now this is Mitchell from Australia. You remember him, don't you?
I don't know.
You don't know? I'll show one of his videos after we get done. They're quick, little 5-minute video.
Is any of this crap convincing to you guys? Because I've never. I mean, the pendulum thing, I already know how it works. I've already seen the instruction manual for it, so I already know it's just bullshit. It has a motor in it. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's supposed to work on the ephemeris and the actual rotation.
It takes forever. You might as well buy another one. That's what I've heard some people say. Like, I know there's a couple of museums that have them, and they're gone now because
they don't last, dude.
It's such a pain in the ass.
All right, I'm going to pause it for a minute. Take a little break. My butt's getting sore. I'm gonna get up and walk around, so I'm gonna step off. Me.
Just do it, man. Just do it, man.
Relax.
Rest your ass, boy. Rest your whatever.
No, I gotta get off my ass. I'm sitting on it too long.
I know. I have the same problem. Okay, fine. I'll just talk to everybody in the chat.
No, I'll play a video. Yeah. Gotta entertain the people, man.
Of course.
When I get back, I'll put Mitchell's on for a minute.
To a tune of 8.5 degrees per hour anti-clockwise. So over 4 hours, the globe predicted that the Foucault pendulum 4 hours at 1:16 p.m. If the Earth were actually rotating underneath this pendulum, the globe claimed that it should have deviated 34 degrees anti-clockwise, but no deviation was observed. So I then formulated a modus tollens valid logical argument. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. If the Earth we are standing on is rotating, then we will see the pendulum change direction. Over 4 hours, we did not see the pendulum change direction at all. We don't see the pendulum change direction, therefore Earth is not rotating.
How did they react to the news of your new information?
Just the same again, don't be silly. People stop believing that 500 years ago or whatever, hundreds of years ago, where are you getting this stupid idea from? You know what I mean? That type of thing. That's what they were saying. The Earth is round, it's been proven to be spherical. You know what I mean? Gravity's been proven. People don't even know until they come to flat Earth that gravity hasn't been proven. People don't know that. People just automatically think gravity's been proven. So yeah, I was getting all that gravity, you know what I mean? Space is real, gravity is real, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's the kind of pushback I got.
Yeah, the immediate reaction is that look, you know what I mean? It's like, is this guy for real? You know, which is what I was like when I first heard it. You know what I mean? But what people still believe Earth's flat? That's stupid. You know, we know this, we know that sort of thing, but. When you actually look into it, there's not a lot that we do actually know.
Oh, look at the smile on his face.
But yeah, mainly people are just like flabbergasted out. And like,
it's a really good video of him because he's smiling and he's happy.
No, exactly.
I told her that I was going to end the debate over whether the Earth was flat or a globe. She said, and how exactly are you going to do that? I said, I don't know yet. But I've decided to do it, and so I'm going to do it.
So it seems Will Duffy is making this very personal. It makes you beg the question.
Very, very personal.
Is this really for the truth? Or is it just based on an obsession to try
Is he, or
and
is he wearing
squash
makeup in his videos?
any opposition
Oh, he is.
that
Looks like
debunks
he's wearing
his
makeup.
own
It's like,
religion?
really, bro?
I got 2 questions for you.
I'd rather look
on
blue.
camera.
If you were given
It looks like they superimposed this
$50,000
part of his face
to
onto
prove
the
the
head, and
Earth
everything
was
is what it looks
flat,
like. It looks
would
so
you take the
unnatural.
money?
The way he moves his head.
And the second
Yes,
question
his
is
head
this: if
swivels
you
wrong.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the way the camera records now, you know, because it has that motion distortion or whatever, protection or whatever the hell you call that crap. Stability control or whatever it is, and it makes his head look like it's floating on his neck, like as if it's not even part, like it was superimposed and then the background was superimposed and then his chest was superimposed in there. You know what I'm saying?
You see what Chilster's Alex said?
I'm telling you, Wendy wants it. What does she want?
It, you know.
Oh, sausage.
Oh, sausage.
Sausage. We all like
Sausage.
sausage sometimes.
Yeah, sausage is tasty, I guess.
I guess. It's for you guys. You guys can have some of that. Good.
Okay. Now I'm going to play a little bit of Mitch from Australia right quick. Let's see. Let me see if I'm sharing it right now. No, not yet.
I don't really want to watch. I don't want to give Duffy any more time than I can. I just wanted to
Yeah.
talk about how dumb he was. That's all. I'm done.
I've seen him twice in the flesh, but I only talked to him once.
Does he?
Oh, Chris is in. Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris? Is tell me, Roger, seriously. Now you're the only one who's actually look in the camera. Now look at us. We want to see your eyes when
Okay.
you say it. What
I'm
was
looking in
he?
the
Is
camera.
he really the same douchebag? Does everything seem prepared like that, or is he real person in there, or is he?
Well, he
have any life in his
seemed
eyes?
like a real person.
Does he hiss when he
Yeah.
talks? I mean,
No,
like,
he doesn't hiss when he
please,
talks. No.
Give us a reason not to like him. I'm just kidding.
No, but he was being real skeptical of me. He wasn't sure what to
Well, of
expect.
course,
He didn't even expect me to show
Dude.
up, dude. I kind of surprised his ass. Like, hey, I'm here.
Well, let's say you did 50 years in prison and you've only been out for 10, okay? And somebody sends one of their buddies over and he's like, "Hey, my buddy's cool, man. Let him stay at your house. Let him crash on the couch." And you find out this guy's also done 30, 40 years in prison. Are you going to trust the guy right off the hand, or are you going to automatically assume because he's in prison he's probably shady, right? Even though that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
There's innocent people that go to jail, but still, a con, you can't con a con. You know, if I send a con to your house, you're gonna know. You're gonna be sending the dogs out there to meet me at the grass at the edge of your property. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Get where I'm coming from. So the fact that the way he reacted to you was really enough for me. That's when I realized what a snake he was. Because he was like floored by the fact that you were just like a real dude and all that, right? He was just like, you could tell he was shocked a little bit.
He was shocked to see me, period. And he was like trying to prove that he sent emails to me. That was the first thing he was worried about. He was nervous, dude. And he's a little,
Right.
he cowers a little bit because he's a small guy. He's smaller than me.
Well,
And I'm
yeah,
not that
that's
big.
fine. But go on. Yeah, I mean, maybe he has a complex, but okay, go on.
That's why he actually, but he acted a little nervous toward the end, but he wanted to seem real professional, so he gathered himself together right quick.
Okay, I had a person come to meet me once. Okay.
Okay.
A while back. Just out of the blue, I gave out my, this was just in like a small Discord chat. So it wasn't like I didn't want him to have the information or anything, but I didn't expect the guy to show up. But he was just kind of like asking me a lot of questions, and he seemed a little bit strange, but I'm a little bit strange. So I don't take that seriously. Nah, I'm normal. Yeah. But he, like he types everything in codes. He likes to like send you messages that are all in like, poems, basically. Like he'll use all these really thick words that you don't even know the words to, don't even understand what they mean, and he'll just throw them out like they're like they're gravy on your biscuits. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, he can just anyway. So of course, I was on the defensive, but I gave him my address, and he was like, is this for real? Are you really giving me your address, and could I come really see you? And I'm like, sure, I wouldn't mind. Just let me know when you're coming. Like he called me when he was almost here, and he's like, I'm on my way. Is it still cool for me to come see you? And I'm like, I kind of panicked at first, but then I was like, then I asked him, I said, well, why are you wanting to come see me? Can I just ask you that? And he goes, well, I just wanted to make sure you're real. I want to shake your hand and see that you're a real person, because all I ever do is see you on you're one of the few people that I like on Discord. And he goes, I really like you, and I wanted just to see if you're a real person, or if you're fake or not, I guess. And that scared me at first, but so I met him. He came to the house. We sat here in the backyard and talked for a couple hours, and then he left, and that was it. Now we're friends. We talk all the time. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I wouldn't suggest that you do anything like that yourself.
Yeah.
That's probably not a smart idea, especially if you're a female or woman.
Yeah, I just want to ask Chris a question. I never get his posts for when he's going to do streams. Flats always in the chat. Hey, Flats.
What's up, Flats?
Yeah, we're just getting ready to look at Mitch from Australia, one of his shows, just to get people a feel for him out of your video. You ready? Let's share it. Where am I at? There it is. All right.
You know what a vacation is, right? A vacation. Vaca means cow, right?
Okay.
Vaca means cow.
Yeah, it's in Espanol. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The root word goes to Latin, French, English. Yeah.
Smart ass. Yeah,
all right. Speak English, boy.
Go ahead. Take the credit for being smart to me, okay?
Nah, never. I'm not smart. I just know enough just to get along. This is Mitchell from Australia. He has a great...
I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is the Australian Black Swan. This footage was filmed from an observer height of 5.5 feet with a Nikon P900.
Nikon.
This is point perpendicular. You can see the lighthouse, and these rocks are just demarcation rocks. This is not the argument. My observer location is here on Collingwood Beach in Jervis Bay on the New South Wales south coast.
New South Wales.
I was viewing these rocks here.
Mr. Banner, how you doing?
Point perpendicular. The distance is 7.8 miles. Now that's not the distance to the horizon. That's just the distance to the bottom of the rocks. And I'm just using the elevation tool here to show that the highest elevation possible is about 5.7 meters above sea level.
Look at that glass, dude.
Enhancing this image, we can see that there is a mirroring layer below this boat. That's not refraction or a mirage, simply just mirroring. And we can see the bottom of those rocks where it touches the water 7.8 miles away. This is just a demarcation point. Here is the horizon far beyond 7.8 miles. And to put it beyond all doubt that the horizon is far in the distance past those rocks, we're about to see a boat appear from behind those rocks, and the horizon still in the distance beyond that boat. The horizon is definitely beyond 7.8 miles from my observer point.
Nice. Well, I definitely see the horizon, sir. Can you see where the horizon is?
So let's put this observation through modus tollens. If P, then Q. Not Q, therefore not P. If P, the Earth, is a sphere with radius 3959 miles, then Q, every distance to horizon, must be no more than 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet.
In other words, yes, in feet. Yep.
Enter the Australian Black Swan. From an observer height of 5.5 feet,
they're better than all of
distance to the horizon can be no more than 1.22 times the square root of 5.5 feet, which equals 2.35 miles. That is where the horizon, the physical Earth curvature, must be on a sphere of a radius 3959 miles from a 5.5 foot observer height. And we can clearly see the horizon is far beyond 7.8 miles. So to complete the modus tollens, not Q, the horizon is beyond 7.8 miles from a 5.5 foot observer height. Therefore, not P, the Earth is not a sphere with a radius 3959 miles. But if you still believe you're on a globe, maybe it's just a bigger radius.
Oh yeah,
which would
bigger
be in
globes.
excess of 29,200 miles. The Australian black swan has absolutely destroyed the globe.
Poof.
Poof.
Oh.
Poof and poof.
Mitchell from Australia. Nice guy there. Telling you. Oh, yeah, I like it. That was good. See, he had tons of those, dude. He even took black swans that we did over the States and found even further black swans in them. It's just, he's got an eye for these things.
Why do they have to be black swans, though? I forget.
Well, it's just the analogy that.
I'm kidding. I know it's an analogy.
Well, it was
brown
just a
egg,
logical.
the brown egg in the batch, and yeah.
Yeah, not all eggs are white, dude.
It's talking about you and me. That's what it symbolizes. People like you and me who are the outcasts. That's because that's what we are. At least that's what I am. I have been. This is my only. Me getting 100 subscribers is awesome to me. I wasn't really trying to get subscribers. I think I had 8 a few days ago. You know what I mean? Like literally like 8. And then I was like,
everybody go over and subscribe to Logical's channel. He's got
somebody.
Barbara put it in chat.
This guy over here, somebody might have convinced me to
And
put
Chris.
some stuff up there about it.
Who was that?
You.
I wouldn't do anything like that.
No.
Never.
Never, of course not. How dare you?
All right, let's go back to Diffie.
So you can
The
think
Duff
that
boy.
guy right there.
Well, he's not going to be on this whole thing. That's the good part.
You can think that old man over there.
I'm not that old, dude.
Shut up, Grandpa.
I'm only a half century old, almost.
Shut up, Grandpa.
All right, thanks.
Would, I don't see why you wouldn't.
He's almost a grand.
What would you do with the 50,000
he couldn't
to
be more than
prove the Earth is flat?
It's like him at all. Look at that puppy.
I wouldn't have accepted someone calling me a kid.
What do you see?
I'm going to have to trim this song out. I got the copyright for it.
There is no observed curve. The earth is flat, there is no observed earth moving. The earth is flat, just as God had created it to be. Look out the window. What do you see? What do you feel? The earth is flat, there is no observed curve. The earth is flat, there is no observed earth moving. The earth is flat, just as God had created it to be. Look out the window.
Just great visuals, though. What do you say?
I said I forget and all that and masked and whatever recorded it, but I know they did a pretty good job with it. It's a really good tune, and it sounds like AI or it sounds like auto tune or something, but it still sounds pretty cool. It's catchy. It really is. I like it.
Yeah, it's not somebody just singing into a
There's
microphone.
something catchy about it. That it's like it's different though. You know, it's not something like if I went to a record store looking for music, I wouldn't necessarily pick up something that sounded like that. But I do like it. It does make me want to jam. You know, like I can't deny.
It is like this shot right here. The crepuscular sun rays coming right through the clouds. Just I remember the first time
actually that reminds me. I've got a bunch of stuff like that. I've got San Francisco pictures and stuff I've got to go through. I got to remember where I put those San Francisco pictures. Did I take those?
Yeah, the first time I noticed it, I was sitting on a hill in California, down at the bottom of the Mount Idlewild, and I was.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, well, first time I paid attention to it, like I was, it just like I looked over.
Got yourself noticing.
Yeah,
I got you.
Like, oh yeah, I got that. Yeah. That was back in 2005, dude. I was sitting at a restaurant right next to an old abandoned church, and I looked over down to the valley, and there was a cloud head, and the sun was going right over it, and there's a little break in it. And I saw the crepuscular sun rays come right through it, like, oof. Like, I get it. Yeah.
is no observed earth moving, moving. The earth is flat just as God had created it to be. Look out the window. The earth is flat.
Have you seen a difference between people who have been exposed to the flat earth before and to the people that never heard it?
Yes. Yes. In fact, I see that they're a calmer, happier people. They end up being a calmer, happier people. Not at first. People usually go through a classic form of the 7 stages of grief. They really do. Anger, all of the stages of grief accompany that. But then when you come to the realization, oh my God, I do have purpose. I'm at the center of the universe. I was put here for a reason. This was made for me. There is someone above.
There's
holy cow.
Great Dave, y'all.
It really, I don't know, it has kind of a calming effect. That's why we're able to just kind of laugh our asses off when these people hit us so hard, and then just laugh even more as they freak out even worse, getting angry about it. And I think a lot of us are sitting there on some level going, wow, man, why are you so mad, dude? Like you had that one, bro, why are you so mad?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
now today we're talking about
Where did the globe touch
the
you?
magnitude of the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration.
One thing I've realized debating these globe defenders is that they make a claim and they always want to reverse the burden onto the one calling them out for their claim. Could this be because they know they have no evidence for it? What could be the reason? I leave this to you.
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say about that, because it is a globe claim though.
A globe claim that there is a downward 9.8 meters per second squared acceleration? That's that's an observation of reality, right? That there's no arguing
in a
that
vacuum.
There is, in a vacuum. When you control for confounding variables, you get closer and closer to 9.8. You can just in your own backyard, you can drop something and use your smartphones today have 120 frames per second, so you can get pretty accurate drop times and drop them from higher and higher, and you will find. Unless it's a balloon or a feather, you're going to find that it drops at 9.8 meters per second squared about. So it's not a globe claim, it's an observation in reality.
You see, if you're honest, why would you go out your way to have someone to back up a claim they've never made?
What's the cause of that downward acceleration? Yes. So I'm anxious. I've been asking Flat Earth.
What are you saying, sir?
Someone's in the background trying to get in, sir.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Scott.
I was going through the messages looking. Hello. Scott's here? Is that what it is?
Scott is here, and he would like to say hello. So.
Oh.
And I can't see him back there, but I was just getting the message through the chat. And I
don't see him in the room.
He might have left now, but he might have left.
I didn't see the message. I'm sorry. Tell Scott he can come in.
Try it again, Scott.
I'm watching now.
Okay, it's fine. Just keep an eye out.
Earthers for years for the cause of it, and specifically the magnitude, and never heard any. And so I'm glad that you can be the one to share the cause of the 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration. So
I didn't make a claim about the cause.
You don't have. There's no cause.
There has to be a cause, but I didn't make a claim about the cause. But we do have a cause claim, though, don't we?
You do, yeah. So you have lots of claims.
No. there is a claim for a cause for that.
Yeah, I mean, we have an explanation, and the problem is, Flatzoid, you don't have any, so you've already lost. You just waved the white flag there, Flatzoid, of you don't know why things fall down, and you kind of failed.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is you're reversing the burden onto me because you can't validate what your claim is.
You see, the thing is, they make a whole bunch of claims. Let's, for instance, take a new habitable planet. Where has planets ever been validated to even exist? Or how about satellites in space? Why is it when we search for satellites, it's always just any actual photo of a real satellite in space? Not to mention that satellites do evoke, violating the second law of thermodynamics.
But that doesn't mean that there has to be a dome. All that means is I just take
there has to be a dome.
Without the balloon, these air particles aren't really striking anything. Therefore, there is no pressure. Without the balloon, these air particles aren't going to be striking anything.
I posted it back in chat.
There is no pressure.
One of these bulbs, some bromine, and in the other, I have a vacuum. And if I open the tap between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush
compared to the outside.
from one to the other.
Yes.
Now that is the
imagine something a bigger vacuum
you can have
in the sky.
because all that happens is a change in entropy. In this case, the expansion into a vacuum, nothing else is involved. There's no energy change, there's no temperature change, there's no change except entropy.
What was your first experience with the globe defending trolls?
Globe defending trolls.
Globe defending trolls. The globe.
I've had somebody come and try to tell me that they wouldn't even come debate me or talk to me unless I had a peer-reviewed paper out. Or, like what are you talking about? And then the picture, the guy actually has a mask on in his picture on YouTube. And he's only got one subscriber. So I just think that these people are like, some of them are hired to literally come and ruin your day. They're like bots. And they're not really here to defend the globe or defend it, because if so, then they would come and debate me on my channel, and I'll ask them, out of love, hey, come debate me on my channel. I'm not trying to debate the scientific side. You do a good job at that. There's other people out there like Witsit that does that. Jaron, you guys defend the scientific side. I'm here to defend the Bible, and that's what I try to do. So if someone will come on and debate me biblical cosmology, the problem is they know by now that the Bible doesn't teach a sphere or a globe, so they don't really have any ammo. So that what they try to do is try to use all these other cosmologies that were out at that time, and then they try to say, well, this is what they believe, but this is not what if you go exactly with what the canon says, there's a cosmology that's built there, and then they'll try to say, well, there's no cosmology taught at all, in the Bible, and then you're debating that now instead of debate. So that's really what we're dealing with, So they know they cannot defend that. I mean, even Pastor Dean Odell and Pastor Greg Locke, you saw that debate. They're basically drawing at straws to try to get something, evidence-wise.
See, the thing is, I love doing biblical cosmology debates, but just like you, it's hard to get anybody to debate it because they don't have any scriptures to back up their claims. The only arguments they have at the end of the day is, no, it's just what you believe. It's just how you see it, you interpret it. You know what I mean? So they're taking literal context and calling it figurative because it doesn't suit their worldview. That's why that's why I say when people say, oh, how high is the dome? That's true. And I say, who knows? I don't know. It could be hundreds of thousands kilometers up. Who knows?
As you can see, that they're definitely selective on what they would want to choose as literal and what they want to choose as allegorical. Everything that is literal should not be taken literal because it doesn't suit their heliocentric belief system.
A relationship with you. The heliocentric model teaches total opposite of that.
Wrong.
It does.
No, secular, like atheism, teaches you that. The heliocentric model does not teach that.
Okay. Does the heliocentric model say that the universe is expanding constantly?
I mean, here I have to actually distinguish because the word heliocentric refers to a cosmological model that is now superseded and had long been superseded before the expansion of the universe was discovered. So technically, the answer would be no. The heliocentric model does not show that. But yes, the universe is expanding according to modern science.
So then God would be moving further away from you because
God isn't in a physical location in the universe. That's
he's
ridiculous.
omnipresent. But the Bible does say he walks on the vault of heaven, so a physical place. And the Bible also says
that's poetry.
He's sitting at the right.
I haven't seen Scott try to get back in. Are you still here, Scott? If you want to come in, the link, I just put it back in the chat again if you want to try it. Sorry, guys.
Right hand of God. So you think God's not physical? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, God is spirit, as Jesus said in.
So supernatural can't be physical.
It can. Jesus incarnated as the Son of Mary. That's when God became physical. Or on the Mount Sinai, when God came down in fire and brimstone on the mountain. That's God became physical to some degree there.
Yeah.
But God is not walking with literal feet on a literal vault of heaven. That's nonsense.
In Genesis, God walked in the garden with Adam and Eve.
Yes, I believe his physical presence was there in some way.
And he walked, as the Bible says.
Yeah.
Physically.
Do you think
God's not a physical being just because he's omnipresent?
I'm saying that he is not bound to a physical nature.
Yeah, he's supernatural. We can agree with that. He's not bound to physicality. He's not bound to nature. But my point is, God is in a physical place. Even if he's omnipresent, he's still physically somewhere. And according to the globe, he's moving away with that ever-expanding universe. So he's getting further.
That's just a straw man.
How is that a straw man? Dude, I don't get that.
How did you handle the situation?
Did you see a straw man in that argument at all? Did he set him up with his model and then burn it in front of him? No, not at all. That was very special. You understand why I don't have any respect for the dude when it comes to debates. It's just like, why was he even in there? Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's not that we all don't have we all have to learn, right, in order to be good at it or whatever. But that's why I just prefer not to debate people. It's just, I've done it, but I don't like it because it feels icky to me because it's like I have to either have to be aggressive and basically talk down to someone because that's basically what they're doing to me. They're trying to talk me down to their how do I say it without being rude? I don't know. They're
down to their level,
frequency that they're on, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't want to be rude and make it sound like I think I'm smarter, but sometimes I wonder if anybody has any brains. Sometimes it's like, because I'll sit and I'll think about something for hours. You know what I mean? It'll plague me all day long, and I'll think about it and think about it. And I'll think about all the different ways how I would react to that and how I would deal with it to try to test it out to see, okay, when I have to make that decision, how am I going to make that? And I want to be prepared for that so I don't make some silly mistake. Because a lot of times that's what I'll do is I'll get angry, and then when I'm angry, I don't think straight. I get angry with you, and there'll be weapons laying all around me, and I won't know what to grab to hit you with because I'm so angry. I just can't. I lose it all. It's like it takes everything out of me all of a sudden, and then I just black out, and then I don't know what happens. So I'm afraid of that. You know what I mean?
David Banner said morning to you, sir.
I know. I said hi to him first. See?
I know.
Down there, you'll see. I said hi, David.
Well, you gotta say morning back.
I said hi to him earlier too, but I don't know if he saw it because he was talking.
I said hi to him when he first came in. Yeah.
I try to beat that in the head, but because I know it means a lot to me when I'm in the chat and somebody says hi to me, even though I know they don't know who the hell I am. Well,
Well, they're learning all about you right now.
This, hello. It's good to know that people know I'm in the audience. Most of the time you don't get a lot of that response, so that's.
Oh, I think Scott's trying to get back in. Hold on.
Okay, cool.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, Scott, how we doing this
Hey,
morning?
guys.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Hey.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
I'm doing good. I like what you're saying, Ryan.
Thank you. Glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
I mean, so you guys talked about a lot of things earlier, you guys know who Wide Awake is? Wide Awake Dave. His name is Dave. Actually, I know him. You know, Wide Awake. He does a lot of long distance. He's one of the best cameramen in the flat Earth community. Actually, do you guys know who he is?
No,
Wide Awake.
I haven't heard of him yet. No.
Remind me. You know, like maybe I do. Maybe it's been a while since I heard or whatever. You know what I mean? I probably do.
Hey, Scott, do you have a link for his work? We'll take a look at it.
If you look up Wide Awake, you might find because there's a lot of Wide Awakes out there.
Or is it more than just Wide Awake or just Wide Awake?
It's just Wide Awake, but
because I know of another channel called Wide Awake Souls. I know a bunch of stuff. It's called
Awakes. No, that's different. No, don't. That's what's funny about that is don't say that. Wide Awake Souls. Wide Awake Souls.
I'm just saying I've heard of it. I don't know what it means, but I'm just saying I've heard it before.
But you guys are talking about black swans and stuff like that. Like this guy's literally because you guys are talking about how that you can see too far.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. How we know that we live on a plane. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like Jay. You know who Jay Tolan Media is, right?
Oh yeah, I know Jay Tolan Media.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
infrared work. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. The infrared work. But like Wide Awake, Dave is one of those kind of people that just goes out every day and just completely just gives his whole entire time to pretty much debunking the globe. That's what he did for years and years. It's been 5 years now.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Nice. You've been doing it for 5 years. That's beautiful. Yeah, I've been watching BSLM 69 I've been subscribed to his work. I get posts from him. Well, I haven't in the past 6 months, but he was putting up daily observations in the Santa Barbara area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
where Huey got his. Yeah, he gets up every day, goes down to the beach, and starts taking pictures.
That's exactly how Dave was. Yeah,
Nice.
That's and now he's just bored with it because obviously, when you prove that it's literally flat, then you don't what are you gonna do? You're just gonna keep proving it's flat. That's why it's move on. But that's why he's not trying to keep going further. But that's where we're at now. But I get it though. How people.
Oh, he's the guy with the. Sorry.
Let it all out.
That David was just saying. Jay Tolan has great long distance IR footage. I think that's the stuff I have seen. So I do know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. He sees 100 miles, and you can see he's got markers pinned where you can see this is that marker, this is that mountain or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about Wide Awake? Yeah, Dave. Yeah. He has markers. Yeah, they're actually what do you call them? They're structures in the water in Florida. In Florida, that's
that you can obviously identify. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then he would actually go out to them, and he would prove that there were, certain miles away.
Oh, awesome.
That's a thing. That's why I know the Earth is, level. That's why her name is Level Realm. I don't say flat. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I know. I don't hate it, but I just like it when I get called a flat earther because the Earth isn't flat. It's the water that tells us it's flat. But it's still a plane because the water, obviously it's, the dirt's convex above the water and there's hills and there's valleys. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Even water goes up and down, dude. That's the thing. I call it undulation. It's undulation is the proper term, right?
Yeah, you're right.
The reason I think most of people hate the flat Earth term because most of the conversations, this guy believes the Earth is flat.
Right, and when people when a normie or a person that's simple-minded hears that, they think, well, they look around and they see all the hills and houses and all this structure around them. If they don't live in the desert, that is, and they go, well, of course it's not flat, right? So I mean, I can understand why they initially just go, well, that's stupid, because that's how they compartmentalized us to believe it, right? That's how they brainwash. They put us stuff on TV, and then we only see a short distance. Like if you don't go to the ocean all the time, like a lot of people live around here, they've never been to the ocean. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Really?
I can't.
Yeah.
Not from least every couple of years, I got to go over there and see the ocean.
Wait, so where are you guys from?
Me,
I mean,
I'm in
no, I mean
original-
like right now,
I'm in Denver right now, and
Denver?
He's in. Yeah, I'm in Denver. I'm right next door to Duffy, by the way.
Oh yeah, and speaking of Denver, that's where Bob Nodell was from. That
I
area.
didn't know that about Bob being from
Yeah.
Denver exactly.
Bob was cool. I liked Bob. You know that?
Yeah, bro. I was very, very sad when Bob died because Bob was. I
don't necessarily agree with Jaron, but
yeah,
I agree with you too. But but Bob was. What's funny is my friend Dave Wide Awake. He was actually like in like a beef with Bob, and I talked to Bob about it. And Bob was like, "Dude, Dave was like freaking out about the two sons. It was about the two sons. You guys know about the two son thing, right?"
Yeah, that's
You
been
know,
around
and I
for
was
a
like,
while.
about it yet.
I know, but like, dude, they were beefing about it. I'm like, dude, can't we all just get along? You know what I mean?
know,
Like,
it's like we finally get a group together that we all like and we enjoy everybody's company, and then somebody screws it up and drags a whole bunch of people that we like away, and it's like,
well,
dude,
yeah, that's what
what's
they
going
do.
on?
But it was just like, their observations, and it was just like, but the thing is though, I mean, dude, I like Bob. Bob was awesome. Bob was a good dude, you know.
It's an erroneous
Well,
term, living in the
yeah.
Rockies.
He really was, dude. I don't know what people think he was a shill. He wasn't a shill, dude. He was just trying to figure out what was going on.
Well, I don't want to call it
did have
racist unless I can prove it, right? Unless I could see that they've signed some kind of, NDA or whatever. But, like there's a lot of people in, I don't even like to say the flat earth community because I don't even like the way that sounds. But there are a few people that I'm very questionable about. Let's put it that way. But
well, yeah, of course,
but it's
yeah,
not
totally.
but it's not because they don't believe what I believe or anything like that. It's just that some of the stuff that they've been involved with, you would just think that there would be at least, if somebody burnt me, or somebody took footage of me and then used it to make me look like a jerk, I would at least acknowledge that and say this isn't true and point and say, obviously this was, and I'd show you what the real footage was, right? Like I have a copy of it, so I could show you the actual minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
You're talking about Jaron with the
no, I'm just
thing.
talking about like with anything. Like if I want to find out if somebody's really, not who they say they are. Like I found out really quickly. Like I thought maybe, I was wrong about what's his name, Sean Hawkins. But when
Wait, really? Like Sean Hawkins is.
Yeah,
Dude, Sean Hawkins is a bad person. I mean, not a bad person, but he's just like he's
very confused.
He's confused. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
But I could hear, like when he was talking to us, I could hear not only was he reading the script and he was talking over both of us, even though we always talk over each other. That's not a problem. But the point was, I kind of let him say what he had to say. And then I just kind of laughed at him. Roger got triggered by him, but I just kind of laughed at him because I know exactly what kind of game he's playing. He's reading the script. He's here he's just here because he got told to. He probably doesn't even want to be here, but he got told.
I don't think so. I think he really is like kind of one of those people that I don't know.
He's possessed, dude, on a mission.
Why would you choose
something weird? Yeah, something weird is going on there.
You're going to win an argument with, like, why not just go fight another battle? Like,
but I think those kind of people, though, they're made to like just make us like argue. Like, I don't care about Sean Hawkins. What I care about though is like actual truth. Like the actual truth of how.
I agree.
How this world works.
For myself, is some of these people were, I haven't met most people, but like I used to play poker with Austin, so I know Austin a little bit. I've had conversations with
Austin
him.
Whitsitt.
I like Whitsitt. I really do.
Yeah, he's an honest person. I believe he's an honest person.
Yes, he is. But like I said, besides that, I know that other people don't know him like that, so I don't expect you to understand. And that doesn't mean I kiss in his ass, but I'm just saying that's just how I feel about it. I do like him, and I consider him a friend, even though I don't know if he even knows anything. It doesn't matter. But
yeah, Austin Whitsitt. I agree with you.
When I like somebody that's smart, just because they're saying the right things the way I want them to be said doesn't make it all right for me to go over there and be like giving the guy a hard time and saying, you're a shitty flat earther and all this other crap. That's just not right. Like I mean, I'll do it, but I won't do it in a personal way. I'll just mention the situation and the problem, the mental aptitude or whatever it is I'm pointing out, right? And I'll just about something that doesn't have to be exactly about your name, but just say, you know, some people do this or whatever, and I make an example. Then you can take it to heart if you want to, but it's really just meant to like teach everybody else a lesson, like a parable or whatever. Even though that sounds kind of stupid. But anyway,
So, Scott, can I ask you a question? Where are you at right now? Where are you from?
I'm in North Carolina. I'm on a mountain.
Oh, nice.
That's the thing. Like, I'm Scott Little Realm, but I'm on a mountain, so I don't believe in like people say it's flat. Like, no, I know it's not
no, I hear
flat.
you. Yeah, of course not. Yeah.
I'm in. Where are you guys at? Well, I know you're in Denver. Where are you at, Roger?
Oh, I'm in Denver. He's in California.
Oh, you're in California?
Yeah, I'm in California. I was born in
California. Yeah, and I was raised in North Carolina.
I live like right smack between the three major airports right here: Oakland, San Francisco, and.
Hold on. Which part of North Carolina from?
Yeah,
Roger?
I was. You know where Gastonia is, Charlotte?
Yeah, Gastonia. That's where. What's his name? Is that? I think that singer, that country singer. What's his name? Oh, dude, I can't remember his name. Gastonia.
Well, he's not from Gastonia. He's from a little town down the road. But yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to remember his name too.
Yeah, the guy that sings. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We found out who he was. It was. Yeah, it's
Randy
right down
Travis.
the road. Not Randy Travis.
Randy Travis is from Marshville. That he's the singer. That's where.
But yeah, you're from a nice area in North Carolina, like a nice mountain.
Call it the nicest.
I've never been there, but I've always wanted to go like out there.
But I spent my childhood in North Carolina, and I used to vacation in the Smoky Mountain Range. We go up to the hills up there. Yeah. And we go hiking, camping, fishing, and we go to Myrtle Beach every other summer and go down to the wharf and fish and go lay out on the beach.
But now you're in Denver, which is beautiful too. You know, it's a beautiful area.
This is the second time I've been in this area. I lived in Bailey before I was in Denver, so.
It's
a nice little town outside, just northwest of me here, and it's beautiful country. Don't get me wrong, but where I'm at here in Denver isn't exactly the most prettiest part.
So you guys are playing a video about like B-2 bombers, right? You know the stealth bomber, right?
Yeah, the B-2 stealth bomber.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, dude. So I literally knew the guy that actually, like, he was one of the test pilots of that.
I knew one in Lovelock, Nevada. I met a guy that had video of him sitting in the damn cockpit, so I know he wasn't lying to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, I knew the guy that literally was the beginning of it. You know, like the
really
of the stealth program. You know what I mean?
I was 22 at the time.
Dude.
Guy, so that's
it was crazy. It was crazy because, dude, he couldn't tell anybody about it. Like, you can't tell anybody about it.
Well,
and then like 20 years later, it came out that he was like, because he told everyone that, like, I can't tell you about it. He was part of the program. And the thing is, dude, the thing that makes it even crazier is that I've met him and I talked about chemtrails. I asked him about chemtrails. Well, I was going to ask him about chemtrails. And dude, he's my like parents, like my mom and dad's friend, And I was like, dude, this guy is brainwashed. Like, he literally, I could see it in his eyes. Like, when I would talk to him, he's like, I can't talk about anything. And my dad would be like, dude, you talked about flat Earth, and he said, no, that's crazy, and chemtrails are crazy. I'm like, yeah, because he's brainwashed, dude.
Oh yeah.
Check out
if you look. Yeah, he's got on his channel. He's got a couple of videos with chemtrails in them.
Guess what?
It through.
Did you see that other video that I posted today? The other Pink Rainbow 2? I didn't realize.
I saw that. I didn't watch it yet though.
Okay, I just realized that there was another day where the pink rainbow came up and it was on the other side. It was over here.
I got you. Yeah, it's set over there.
It was because my camera's reversed, so it's on this side. But I know whatever side you're seeing, it's this side of me. But the other one was that side, so it was really weird that I saw it over there because my buddy. Anyway, you'll see it. It's on my.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to get back to the video. I'm running.
Please. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I have an audience to please, sir.
Oh,
so do you.
We had Brandon's, wasn't it? Basically, I was just it was kind of like I was just saying, I didn't know. I mean, I'd been a flat earther since 2015. This is probably about 2019, 2020. I still didn't know the ins and outs of everything. Obviously, we don't. So, I mean, I was basically getting the ideas from what other people were saying and thinking that, well, that's right, it's logical, checking it out, and just giving them that pretty much the same answers. But it was still the same pushback. It was still the same, like, oh, well, gravity this, gravity that. It doesn't matter how much you say about gravity. And I didn't know about relative density disequilibrium then. To me, back then, it was buoyancy. You know what I mean? Which they can use in gravity now, buoyancy and stuff. But I didn't know about relative density and all that back then. So basically, I was just giving the same answers that everybody else was doing, maybe elaborating a little bit, but I just got the same pushback. You're just stupid. You know what I mean? I think same thing. You're always just stupid just because you're a flat earther. Doesn't matter how logical you sound. You're always stupid because you're a flat earther. You know?
Yeah, I've found when I first started dealing with trolls that I didn't do right well. They made me look stupid. But as time goes on and you will learn more and you deal with these people more, you find out that really it's them who don't know what they're talking about. And
genuine.
It's quite, all you have to do is just let them talk. And most cases they'll undo their own argument in the comment that they think they're destroying you with. You know what I mean? So I started off terrible. I didn't understand arguments, but as you progress, like it's
true.
You soon get to realize that they literally are just trolls. They've got no understanding of what they're talking about.
So you guys realize how the upward
Here we
rising.
move on to a seasoned stalker troll.
No, you guys, really quick.
Obsession to a whole new
That
level.
was another thing I was going to ask
This
you guys
guy
about.
is dedicated.
Yeah. So you want to talk about Dell and the upward rising Earth?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I've looked into it. I know about this kind of stuff, but like, so 9 meters per second squared, we're going,
9.8. Oh, practically.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, yeah, I know.
That's the average,
It's
by the way. Not the
9 point whatever, But like, if you realize how fast we're moving now, even after like 1 year, it's like insanely
thousands of miles per hour. Yeah,
it would be the speed of light.
It's
the speed of light. It would happen after like a month or something.
Warp drive, Scotty. Yeah.
Well, it's not even about that, but you got to figure the only picture of the globe we ever had came before we ever had the ability to go up and see whether it was or not. So that is a big thing to say. Like when you think about that, and you go back and you realize that literally in black and white movies they were showing a little spinning globe for Universal Pictures, and then later on when they actually went to space, guess what they did? They showed you this picture of the world spinning just like that.
Just like in the Universal. Yeah.
I was like, no way. Like I thought when I was a kid, guys, all you adults are crazy. Like, why do you guys believe that dumb stuff? Like
it's a fantasy.
Did you think that?
I did, dude. I didn't go around saying it to the adults because I knew they'd probably get pissed off at me. But
no, I know that's what I'm saying.
I was thinking, it just doesn't seem like it's real. Like it looks so fake. Like how could it be real, right? It looks like
because seriously, like, dude, I didn't believe in the globe even when I was, like high school. I was like, I don't
film better in the backyard of my house right here. I could make the moon in my backyard. We could film it here and it would be a better job than what they did with it. Let's put it that way.
So Scott, since we're on pause,
we can just use cell phones and stuff. You know what I mean? And we still get better quality.
What I was going to say was just like about the upper rising Earth thing. Like, I wonder what you guys thought about that,
because we've had plenty of discussions with Dale himself.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't know.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I agree with flats. I mean, obviously it would have to be gaining speed, right? We'd have to be going faster and faster. And we all know what happens when something that has mass goes fast enough, it becomes energy, right? That's what Einstein supposedly theorized. That if you took something that has mass and you hurl it through space or through whatever, and it gets up to the speed of light, eventually, like, that speed will make you become energy. Like, your body couldn't handle it. Your life would be destroyed, right? You'd become light.
If you kept going, at
that's the theory, right? That you would just disappear into time or something, right? If you went fast enough, right? because you're going so fast that you catch up with light that passed by many years ago.
Oh, what? I never heard this, dude. That's
You never heard
crazy.
that before? Yeah.
No, I never heard like if you catch up with light and then light speed and then like you become light. Oh, okay.
If we're still if we rise at that rate, dude, within a certain amount of time,
it's
you would actually get to it.
Right? Energy
Oh,
equals mass
okay,
times
okay.
acceleration
Yeah,
by times the speed of light squared. So if you were to go fast enough to break the speed of light and then break it squared, right? You multiply it times itself. That's how fast you'd be going.
Yeah,
You would become energy. That's what it would become energy. And basically, he's saying that energy exists if you could go fast enough, right?
Okay.
And the first person to postulate the upward rising Earth was actually Einstein.
And that's where this theory of time actually was conceived. I mean, we all know the day goes by, and the months go by and the year goes by. We get that, right? But who came up with the idea that we're going into these epochs of thousands and billions of years? No one ever came up with that, right? It's all new. It is new. It's a new theory, right? So, and when you start to look into like all of the evidence that they claim that backs up, us evolving from monkeys and all this other crazy stuff that they try
evidence?
to
Wait, whoa.
evidence.
Evidence?
Evidence. It's not.
Yeah, there's no evidence.
It's all been debunked.
All the dating methods
Long
are
time ago.
squat. Polonium to 219 halos prove that it wasn't molten when it was created, the core of the Earth. Even if we could get to the core of the Earth and test it, that you know what I'm saying. They've already proven it beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Earth is small and it doesn't have a core and it's not spinning or going anywhere into space.
Oh, this is good.
Everything is happening above our heads. We don't know how it works, but that's just how it is.
You can pick up a Nat Geo magazine of any kind and actually look up articles, and they actually have to state the truth in those things, and you'll find this stuff out. They have it.
I have a book that says it talks all about how evolution isn't true, and it uses
obviously evolution isn't true. But you bring up an interesting point, though. Listen,
what kind of evolution do you mean? Right.
No, listen, volcanoes. What do you guys think about volcanoes? Because I've looked this up. I've done like freaking like years of, not years, but like many months of research on volcanoes. Okay, so volcanoes never erupt the way they say they erupt. You guys know about this?
No.
Well, somewhat,
I mean, I've heard people talk about it, but I think it's electric. I think it's electric.
It's not. It's it's sulfur gases. It's sulfur gases, and
they explode.
They explode, but they don't.
Yeah.
But they don't. They don't become a super volcano like the way that they scare you. Like, oh, one day.
To do with the height of the mountain too, and its connection to the hole above your head.
Well, the mountain would implode. The mountain would implode if dude. Think about the extreme heat, right? From actual magma.
Yeah, the convection, just the convection alone. What would would cause
magma actually degrades the actual mountain. It would just become like a plateau, or a mesa,
Right, it spills out and hardens, right?
It just kind of like leaks out. They just make you scared of volcanoes. That's the thing about this whole scare tactic thing.
Oh yeah, they try to scare us about everything. They scare us about the desert.
That's what I'm saying. Or nuclear bombs. Nuclear.
Yeah. Anything
fake.
Nuclear, like they can put it in. They can put it in a big, when you go into like a nuclear factory, generally it's like a very, very small reactor with all this concrete building all the way around it, right? And it makes me wonder, like, is it really necessary to put all this concrete shielding around this little tiny thing that just gets hot that you boil in water? You use the steam to turn in.
It's just steam. It's just steam.
It's like that's all it is. I can do that in my garage, bro. I don't need that. Like if that's really how it works, can I do it?
My dad actually worked for Westinghouse when I was a mid-teenager, and he helped put together nuclear reactors for Duke Power. You know who Duke Power is, Scott?
Yep.
You're in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
So,
Duke, yeah. Yeah,
Duke.
dude. My dad was a boiler. He was a boiler guy. Like he worked for boilers. Like,
Nice.
I know all about this shit, dude. It's freaking just energy. It's not scary. Like they're gonna drop a nuke on you,
bro. It's all it is. It's to get you off the path.
Yes.
Politicians don't know anything about it either.
Work is always to get you away from following the path to God, right? To following the path to your Creator.
Yes, you're right about that. I didn't know you know. I didn't know you. Yeah, you're right about that.
I was going to ask you a question right quick.
God agrees. See,
hold on. Honestly, dude. Honestly, God is really the most important part of my life, and so, and that's why I think I liked Roger, and I don't know you, Ryan, but like I'm just saying, I'm agreeing. I'm just agreeing. I'm just agreeing.
Can I ask you a question, Scott? What
Yeah.
mountain range are you in? What mountain town right now?
Sparta. I'm in Sparta. Sparta.
I know where you are. I know where it is. I was raised in a little town called Lowell. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arcloth was one of the little cities I was raised in. Part of my youth down there.
You're all nervous. She's all nervous.
That's a mountain town.
Yeah.
You know where Spencer's Mountain is, by chance?
What is it?
Spencer's Mountain.
No.
Yeah, Crowder's Mountain. Never heard of that one? Kings Mountain. They're all in the same little chain down. They go right across the border from north and south. Right
Yeah, I moved from Florida, from Tampa, like Tampa area, and I was like, I gotta get out of here, dude. I gotta get out of Tampa. I gotta get, like it was garbage town, dude. So me and my girlfriend,
place, dude.
yeah, me and my girlfriend moved here 4 years ago, and it's way better because it's just like not. I mean, I just don't like that many people, I just
it's
don't.
more laid back, dude. I'm telling you right now. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just more like the way that we were supposed to live, Like we got chickens now. We got chickens, like 12 chickens or whatever, 11 chickens. We lost some chickens. We got a giant garden, and it's a whole thing, like it's on a mountain, like away from everyone, and we moved like during COVID, during COVID, during the old trick.
The hat trick, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that whole bullshit.
I don't want to interrupt you guys, but I want to play more of this video because it's going to be about
The
3
Royal
o'clock before we
Crown
get
Cola Wars. That's what I call it.
The Royal Wars.
The Royal Crown Cola Wars. That's what I call it. The RC.
Yeah.
Everything he has
was an
to
idiot,
try and stalk and obsess over me and everybody that associates with me for some odd reason. The question begs, why would you go out of your way to do this? I mean, he's
Why
one
would
of
you go
those
out of
that
your
say the flat earth is just nonsense and a joke. Yet, he doesn't stop. He emails me constantly, obsesses and stalks me, and everybody associates with me. What would cause a person to do this if you'll just think it's a joke? Not to mention, we move on to another season troll. This guy has many soccer accounts and channels, also just dedicated to insulting me and anybody associated with. What is the main goal behind this? Do I just swim in their heads around?
He's got Barb in there, you see that?
Just swim in their heads around?
Yeah, I thought I saw
Or is it
that,
just a
but
much
I was-
deeper meaning that they can't
That was Barb.
accept that their religion is
Henry
not
appeared on
one
our
of
show. He was on there.
And how did this affect you mentally? The whole flat earth thing.
For flat Earth, it built up my, it thickened my skin. It
David.
First,
Oh, yeah.
the
I like David.
rejections and the rebuttals, the rebukes, the mocking from the brethren. They stab a little, but that doesn't. It's like, well, you think that I grew up in some other education system, like I just come into this world and I'm thinking so wrong. It's like, no, I have come out of that system of thinking and I'm looking back and I'm saying, hey, you need to come out and look back and go, oh, wow, that's all wrong. But they mock, they stab, venomous. It hurt at first.
I never saw that.
And after a
awesome.
while, it begins to not matter.
I
And
saw
when
it.
people see that you're unbending, and we can't return like language, like venom. We can't do that
I know.
because then we're just being
agree,
like
brother.
them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So they see, you'll know them by their fruits. You'll know them by how they love the brethren. We have to just stand on what we know is the truth.
Amen. No, I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's why it says the truth shall set you free.
Amen, brother. But hey, the average Christian, first of all, thinks that the great deception is going to simply say that Jesus is not God. Jesus is not Lord. Jesus is not our Savior. Dude, that's a milk deception. That's like the obvious statement they're going to say. How about everything in this world? If the world loves it and promotes it, it's deception.
Yep.
They're off. Listen, Flatzoid perspective, you're a fucking idiot. You are probably one of the dumbest, most narcissistic, arrogant jackasses I've ever had the displeasure of having to view.
I was gonna say something.
Your content makes mind unveiled.
Dude, freaking David Beverly and Flatzoid, they're two of the best people I even know about. Like, Flatzoid is like one of the best actual, people that are, what do you call it? Freaking
Debater.
Yeah, sorry, debater.
Argument.
Yeah,
I mean,
he actually debates very well. Like that guy knows his physics and he knows his math.
Personally, usually.
Yeah. He's awesome.
I've heard him get mad though. I've heard him mad, but not very often.
Oh yeah, dude.
And David Beverly he understands the Bible. He knows the Bible. You know what I mean? And for this guy, whoever this person is, I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't know who this guy is.
He's the Warlodge. What was his name? God, I can't remember it right.
I don't remember his name, but all I know is he looks like freaking a fat Harry Potter.
He does.
Fat Harry Potter.
Well, when I first came on Flat's show, he was one of the first people that I got in the chat with, and
I know that's
I lured.
I'm sorry.
I lured him into Flats's chat, out of the chat into the room. I paid a couple of super chats. Go in and debate, dude. Come on, do it. And he did. He came in. God, was it? I can't remember his name. Jesus Christ.
It was quite good. Yeah, I remember those days. I remember that was quite a while back, though. But it was kind of interesting because he was very, very aggressive and very.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how old the kid is, but he doesn't look a day over 18, if you ask me. But
I think he was like 25 years old at the time.
He talks like he's an old man, like he's some 80-year-old man or something.
Well, he studied historic,
he's got some kind of degree or something.
Yeah, in history. That's what he's a historian.
You do his story, great. So you know everybody else's story. Good for you.
Yeah, but he's punting at the medieval time stuff. That's all he could, and just what the church believed then compared to now. That's all he had. He had no proofs or any evidence, but he just believed a modern version of things. Like, oh, you're definitely not flat. It's a ball, And he didn't have any kind of argument. He just
do you guys
all about linguistics.
Let me ask you guys a question. You guys read the Bible? Do you guys know the Bible?
Oh, I was raised in the Bible.
Okay. I don't want to brag.
Well, no. What were you Baptist? What denomination were you in?
Well, when I was young as a child, I was raised Baptist and a Pentecostal, and then during my teenage years, my dad stuck me in a Catholic church. So
yeah,
I know both of them. Yeah,
Baptist, and then or just your typical like hole in the wall Christian church. My dad used to find the craziest ones, and some of them were really awesome people in there. But
yeah, my mom is like devotional, Baptist, but she does know though. She's not a flat earther, but she does. She's like Scott, look at these guys telling. She's like all about like trying to stop me from being a flat earther, which is weird.
I get the same problem from my
that
makes me laugh.
But she does read the whole Bible, and she does know that she reads it every year. Like every year she reads the Bible. The entire thing.
You wonder why she doesn't see what you see, right?
Yeah, I do, but I don't force it on her, and she's 70 something now, I'm not trying to do that anymore because it triggers people,
Well, I got my mother to agree with it, and she saw I got to show her proof, so I got to walk her through it. And but when I bring it up now, she's like, I don't want to talk about it, so she leaves it alone. She doesn't bring the subject up.
Yeah, because the average person doesn't believe that because they're so brainwashed, dude. It's just brainwashing, They just think we're on a globe, They just think that.
they think they're smarter than we are by knowing so much about their solar system and everything. They have it all laid out for them, and that's what gives them like a superiority complex, I think.
Yes, true. Yeah.
And you're digressing by going back to look at how the world was actually mapped, charted, developed.
It's going against their, it's like a core value system. Yeah, it really is, you know. It's like a core value system.
It seems that we all seem to be very alike. There's a lot of people like each other in here. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be,
there is. That's why I'm on the show right now.
Our seem to lead us to the same. Thanks, Scott. Isn't it interesting though that we seem to be led by the same mind?
Well, I believe that's Yah. I call him Yah, you know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you ever get around other people where you hear them saying stuff that you think in your head, and you're like, wow, they're saying the same verses in their mind that I am. They must be thinking like me, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's great when that's a great feeling for me. That's why I like the group of people that I'm hanging around.
Well, that's why we do the YouTube thing, because and there's only like a couple of people watching, but like the thing is one person is better than zero that get what you're saying, you know. Like, think about 15 years ago, like I didn't like, or 14 years ago, you know, like I didn't know anybody like understood that, like I'm like chemtrails or something going on, you know. 2009, I'm like, dude, everybody like laughed at me or whatever. Like they're like, whatever.
Just to let you know that we have a bigger audience now. We're on Flats' channel being live streamed. Just to let you know.
On Flatsoid?
Yeah, Flatsoid streaming us too.
Oh, that's cool. I like that guy. That guy's awesome. It's weird because like I recently just resubscribed to him because I think I was unsubscribed to him a long time ago. And I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. They've been doing that, dude. They've been unsubscribing you from people's channels, dude.
Well,
Seriously.
I also do it every once in a while when there's like a big, whatever it is, there's a big blow up between a bunch of people, and I just get fed up with them because all they do is bitch and complain about each other. So I usually just disconnect from all of them. And then later on, when it all mellows out and they all, whatever happens, then usually I'll go back in and you know what I mean. But
it's happened. That's happened like
already. It's like, oh,
it's happened so many times. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like.
Now you got me bugged about Lore Lodge. I want to find out his name while I'm looking it up.
Yeah, what does that mean anyway, Lore Lodge?
Well, that's his channel name. He's the Lodge of Lores.
Oh,
he's got all the.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
So it's not
that was Lord Lodge. That was the guy that the Witsit. He wants to fight him. He wants to actually fight him. Yeah.
That weird guy with the long hair that looked like the devil or something.
No.
Lore Lodge is the Harry Potter kid here. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the Harry Potter guy. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his actual name.
I don't got nothing against the kid. I mean, obviously, you know, his mom loves him and his family does, but I'm sure they know he's a butthole too. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure
he probably doesn't get along with his parents.
I'm a butthole too, so I know about buttholes because I'm one too. I'm perfectly capable of screwing up my life like everybody else does. So yes, I know what it's like to be on that side of the coin. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, it's 4:46 now. I'm gonna peace out. Peace out.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Scott.
Later, guys. Yeah, nice talking to you guys.
Carolina while you can.
I will. Later, guys.
Night. I'll put the video back on before we run out of time here. I want to get Barb's done too. There's only like 10 minutes left of that thing.
I'm tired.
Looks revelatory.
Me too.
Oh my God. Oh, I hope you don't reproduce. Because if you did, it would be a tragedy for the entire human race. If your genes were to continue into the eternal seed of humanity, it would be a net negative, not just for us, but probably for any other races of existence that might be out there in the stars, including God's angels. You are possibly the worst thing to ever happen to modern discourse, and honestly, if I wasn't drinking, I think I'd shoot myself.
Oh, who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you? It seems that there are so many bigots in the anti-flat Earth side. All they want to do is hurl insults on such a level that you can see it affects them on a personal level.
Really good job.
How would it be to be insulted every day, to go through life knowing that you are so bad of a person just because you don't agree with someone else. Isn't that weird? Isn't that
See how
cult-like?
when he talks though?
I definitely think
It's a
the
slow
heliocentric cult
voice.
is
It's
getting
talking down
too
from
much.
that.
I do think it's getting to a point
Screw
where the heliocentric cultists are exploding.
Yes,
They can't accept the flat earth. They can't accept people that think differently than them.
Do you think it affects them mentally?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I do. I think it affects them mentally and spiritually. Absolutely. What you'll find that the majority of your Globers are atheists. And what I find with atheists is that the majority of them don't, it's not that they don't believe in God, they don't believe in a creator. They're mad at him. They're angry with him because even the mention or prospect of such a thing sends them into a spiral. There's something very strange about spinning objects and balls and spheres and things that have a hypnotic effect on people. And I think that that's one of the things that keeps people lulled into this spell that 99% of the population of this earth are under a spell. Because when you break out of that spell and you look at the ridiculous shit that they're believing and doing, you're standing outside of it looking at it and it's like, wow, these people are clinically insane. Clinically insane. They are operating from a mental maturity level of a 12-year-old. And this, whether it comes to politics or whether it comes to flat earth or anything, you see the behavior revert right down to, I think, a food fight's about to break out in the cafeteria, man. That's what it looks like, you know? And you
Great
have to
analogy,
wonder
though.
what is stunting the mental maturity of people. And it's part of this spell. And I'm saying that the initial thing, it's even when they hypnotize you for your daily news program, for instance. First thing that comes up is a countdown.
Yep.
And it's usually about 4 or 5 seconds. And they show either a globe or their logo spinning with little concentric circles going around it in different directions, alternating. And it's up there doing this in front of you, and you can count it down 4, 3, 2, 1. And it goes down into the corner of the screen and starts doing it. And you can literally watch people drop into an alpha wave state like you've never seen before just from that countdown. Pretty soon you go and start to interact with that person and they're like somebody shot them up with Thorazine. They don't.
What the hell? Get out of the way!
Right there.
Yeah, and I've seen it also when they have those like SpaceX rocket launches and stuff.
During
They're,
a
like,
football
sitting
game.
there, and it's like they're waiting all to
I did it
clap
when I
hands at the same.
got knocked out.
You guys just saw CGI on the screen. You had some data, and you're going crazy like you won some awesome event or something that you've been. I don't know. It's. There's
Well,
something
you know, for all we know, those are just clips, and they just told the whole crew, "Hey, we're not going to have to work Saturday, and we're bringing in a crew of strippers." And they're like, "Yay!"
Hey!
So, okay, now clip
That's your
that
favorite
one
part,
out
ain't it?
when they do the. There it is. Let's hear all that.
True, bro. Like,
yeah.
Okay, pause.
I hate
And I
flat
find it
earth.
very
Pause it. I want to talk
interesting
about
that
something
flat
that Dave
earthers
just
have
talked
got a
about. I wanna
really
expose
low
that.
standard
I
for
think
the
it's
types
hard.
of
Hold on.
evidence they want.
Okay, what do you want to expose?
Okay.
Not on screen, sir.
Huh?
Not on screen. Don't expose anything on screen.
No, I don't mean not like that. No, I'm exposing something that Dave mentioned just now. Okay, now you're probably thinking, concentric circles. But I have talked about this many times. I have brought this up on the live stream. I know I have. I have said this before. If you watch the news, if you watch anything important, politics, or anything that's like the government wants to put something point across to you, they always have the concentric circles. They always have the eye shape, right? And they have these little rings that rotate around it, and they fly through the screen, and they come at you through the screen, and they come back out, and they come through the countdown. What he's talking about it's exactly that, bro. They're hypnotizing you. They're putting you into a state of mind to where you're going to listen. And most of the time, if you cut in front of the TV while this is going on, you will get shit thrown at you.
Yeah,
Literally. Even though they're people that love you and actually made you, they'll throw shit at you because you're interrupting that connection between their fucking whatever.
ODD did a whole series on that, dude. He pointed it out. Yeah, and I got it. That's why I don't watch the news, dude. I don't sit down and like, oh.
Now you know why I only watch the snippets afterwards, because I don't want to watch all that bull. Because I know it's all just sauce. It's diarrhea in the pot with you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you're stuck in the pot. You're gonna have to shit there, but you don't want to be in the pot full of diarrhea, though, right?
You see what Scott said?
You hear what I'm saying, though, right, bro?
Yeah, I do.
You hear where I'm coming from?
Yeah, let's get back on it. We're running. We're getting late.
Holy shit! The size of this thing.
What is it?
It's a big ass.
You got to dig it. Eat it, dude. I dare you.
Let me catch it.
You gonna eat it?
Dude. Look at the size of that motherfucker, dude. That fucking thing.
That's a little bug, dude. That's an itty bitty
Look
guy.
at him. He flew here. He didn't walk here. He flew in and went and hit my leg over here. He's all taking a taste of me. Look, he's all kicking me out. It's like, what's up, dude?
Still, I've seen bugs like 3 times.
You can fly away. Here you go. Bye.
Go. Bye.
See you, dude.
All right. Later. All right. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, sorry.
All right. It's almost 3 o'clock.
You know what I mean?
You got a raccoon over there?
No, but I have had before. It's too bad we weren't doing
sure you
live streams then.
Yeah.
To believe, but an impossibly high standard
for
evidence which they don't want to believe.
They hate flat Earth because we know that stuff is not possible. Look at what we see.
Just the angular size changed. Size has changed from the. But remember, these guys taking this photo on the left was close to it.
Yeah, look, what, a few meters away, what, 10, 20 meters? What of it?
And you can see exactly the same amount of lighthouse compared to what Tinfoil Man was.
Right there in front of you.
At 6 meters
Like I
miles
said,
away.
I've seen mountains.
6 miles, yeah. 6.1
right
miles.
here that are 200 miles away.
It's like it's like I'm
look like
stood
that
here taking the image
You
here.
can see the green.
How is globe?
I can see it with my eyes.
Have you had any obsession over you of what you believe by these people?
What does that mean?
I haven't had people. I don't know if people are obsessing on me. I don't know. I know that they do to you, though.
What do we
yeah,
think?
I know they do to you, though. But the reason why they're obsessing with you is because you're showing them biblical truth and scientific. So you're putting yourself in the arena of like modern day debate, and you're putting yourself in arenas where there's just a den of atheists. Like I went on Ozian's show. And I debated Ozian one time, and I also debated Peter Markley, and I'm like actually debating in a den of atheists, and I'm sitting there, and the part that I like is I'm sitting there doing Bible verse after Bible verse after Bible verse. So at least they're getting exposed, and at least I'm planting a little bit of seed. But I can see the comment section; it'll be like something 666 or whatever, dude, like Megadeth 5 or whatever. I don't know. They're just like, oh, I could tell that there's a bunch of people they act like they're just atheists, but they got satanic names. Maybe they're trying to troll. I don't know what they're trying to do, but that's all I see in the comment section. And I even told Ozian, like, I know I'm in a den of atheists, and he was like, oh, well, my show's getting a little more, where there's a couple Bible believers there because I'm trying to do some Bible shows. But anyways, all I'm saying is, yeah, man, I think it's really it gets kind of interesting when you see that kind of stuff. But I think it's good to be in those arenas. But you put yourself in arenas where you're dealing with a lot, like on a wider scale. My debates are held on my channel, or they're held on like Ozian's channel, or so I'm not getting the most exposure. But you them all over,
We all get what we call internet trolls. Many people have been plagued by bad and negative comments, are commonly associated with a type of people. These people have what we call dark traits, and those dark traits are seen as psychopathy, narcissism, and sadism.
Why do you think they are so obsessed?
I have no idea.
Because you tell truth for some reason, especially in Christ. I mean, the whole lot together. Christ in flat earth, Hebrew cosmology, the truth insults him. It totally insults him. And because flat earth has to do with scripture, I mean, and it's not just that, but because it's to do with scripture and Christ, it insults him. The truth insults him. and also you're taking their hopes and dreams. Like, we could have left this planet, you know what I mean? At some point we can go to a different planet. You're kind of taking that science fiction hopes away from them, you know what I mean? By professing the truth of flat Earth.
Yeah, it's an hard one because, like, you can't divine someone's intentions really, like, but this is what I believe. I think they have like an emotional attachment to space. They like the idea of space travel, being able to go to other planets, and that. I think that they're so emotionally invested in that, it's like you're taking that away from them, and they just can't handle it.
I 100% agree. Do you think they will ever get over the obsession?
They'll have to. I don't know if they will. I will. I have. You know, I mean, it's just, I think that's on their own personal thing. I think they're making themselves look more and more ridiculous as it goes. The more desperate they become, it makes it more and more obvious that there again, people see that and they're going, wait a minute, man, there sure is an awful lot of protest from that side, a lot of vehement hatred. Wonder what that's all about. And they start to look into it. And I'm saying, man, these guys are creating more flat earthers than we are.
What we call very specific traits attributed to these obsessed internet trolls. They have a dark trait, not as a normal person. They have achieverism.
Recently, Austin Whitsitt, who thinks that the Earth is a space pizza, interviewed Will Duffy of The Final Experiment, who's offering to pay for an all-expenses-paid trip to Antarctica. And in this interview, Austin spoke about me, and he mentioned some things in a derogatory way about me.
Narcissism.
Thank you for joining me once again as we take a look at the people that got their brains from the bargain bin at a convenience store. Moonshiner thinks he's debunked the ISS. Let's find out.
Different names.
Psychopathy.
That is psychopathy.
So he forgot to show one picture.
God, he lost.
So what? Remember that the thing is, Sean is calling him a liar. Okay.
Yes, he is a liar. He's dishonest and he's a liar. Anybody who says the Earth is flat is a liar. So that goes without mentioning.
What is he making?
Sadism.
Is it like some kind of like 3D airport or something? I can't figure out what that is.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to.
Yeah, just a little, because I was asking Flats about that, and he was like, "Hold on, we'll get through it." But now I'm one. Look how chubby he was.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Psychopathy.
It was a lot of.
All right.
That is the creepiest. Yeah, what is that supposed to be? I see that there's wheels. Maybe it's some kind of moon base or something for their
well, I think he's gonna break that apart and put it together and make something out of it.
But what?
I don't know.
It looks like some kind of
identical over here,
spinning blade or something, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know what
he's making a weapon, dude.
Are you sure it's not an airport terminal? Like,
I don't know, dude.
It could. Doesn't it look kind of like it could be an airport terminal? Like, look at the way it's shaped. It could be like a replica of an airport or something like that, or some kind of
where you
Star
get
Wars.
the
Probably
terminals
some Star Wars.
The tarmac at, but I think he's going for something space age. But it looks like a Klingon battle axe or something, dude. I think that's probably what he's making.
But yeah, okay.
See what I'm saying? Like it's gonna come off of that, and it's gonna be.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna put the wheels in or whatever. Yeah, it's some kind of like space spin or whatever. But I just kept looking at it, trying to like think about it carefully about what it could actually be instead. Like maybe it's some kind of a miniature replica or some kind of a base or something from some game or something. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, let's get back to it. Let me bring it back up.
Go on. With him, you never know, right?
Oh no, you don't.
Why would they feel proud?
Did I go too far? Hold on, yeah, I think I did. We get all of
Anybody who says the Earth is flat is a liar. So that goes without mentioning.
And sadism.
Each time this clown open his mouth, he triggers me to make a video.
Yeah.
Because there is only coming bullshit from his mouth. Piece of shit.
Do you know in the winter time, Luca, that Antarctica grows by like 40%?
Antarctica grows by like 40%.
drink and we pillage and we do what we please. We get all that we want for free. We'll kick your ass and rape your lass. Somalian pirates we.
Why would they feel proud to have these traits?
I never saw that though.
Why does a troll go out their way to go to a person's channel to just insult, to try cause harm, to misrepresent a person?
Trying to figure out what he was printing.
Because I have never seen and actually try truth.
I want to look at it closer.
No. All the trolls ever do is go and try and misrepresent, lie about them,
YouTube, you can take a
and
screenshot.
troll as much as possible. It's always the negativity
Are
that
those
seems to please them.
complaints on YouTube?
Why would they want to feel proud of going
No, I
to
think he's reading
someone
DS.
and being negative towards them?
Oh yeah, I
Would
got
you
it.
consider
Yeah,
this
it
a
is.
mental disability?
The
I do
averages
think
of
so,
what, who's
but I'll
trolling
leave that
who.
with you. Should this obsession be treated like a mental illness, like a drug condition?
No, I don't think so, because now it can be treated like a brainwash. You know, like I think that's what happens, and you gotta wash the brain, you gotta clean it, you gotta cleanse it, and the only way to cleanse it is going to be the Word of God. You know, the Bible. God is the only one that is the truth. Jesus is the way, the
It's
truth,
like a
the life.
clean
The
slate,
Bible's
dude,
going to cleanse
pretty
that brain, whether it's like pornography,
Get the crap
whether
out
it's
of it.
drugs, whatever it is. But also in that way,
Like
if
a
there's a
wake-up call.
demon behind anything, God could always cast it out and clear your mind. And I do believe that, because it's the only subject that I know that if you bring it up to somebody, they want to fist fight you. Also I see, like, when people bring up abortion, that's something as well. I see people like picketing for abortion, and the person that's not, there's a fist fight there because there's a demon behind that, and it's called Baal. You know, that's Baal worship. That's what happened back in the day. Moloch, you know, when they used to sacrifice babies on the altar, they would burn a live baby. You know, there's a demon behind it. That's why you see people fist fighting over abortion, and there's certain things that people have they have some type of demon behind it, and that's why they want to fist fight over it or fight all day long over it. It's very hard. So it's not, I don't think it's a mental thing. I just think that it's just brainwashing. So yeah, I guess it is a mental thing. That would be mental. It's just brainwash.
Yeah, where we're coming from, we see it spiritually, as a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. That's what I think it is.
Because even a mental illness, I think, has spiritual connotations to it. So
yeah. I do too. You see people walking down the street, they're talking to themselves, they're fighting with themselves. But here's the thing, man. I know a friend that this is one of my wife's friends. He got into witchcraft, and in high school he was perfectly fine. He got into witchcraft and sorcery, and then now he was sleeping on the streets, and he would not leave the streets for the longest. He finally got on his feet just a little bit, but even for 6 or 7 years, I was telling him, bro, just go into the Navy, go into the military. That's all you got to do. You know, I mean, I don't think your mind is there, but he just had literal demons chasing him, because what he did is, when you go into witchcraft, you make deals that have this on the street, that have this it is a spiritual thing. I'm not saying that every single mental illness is spiritual, but like you said, there's a spiritual thing behind it. I really believe that. And they were dwelling in the wrong thing, witchcraft. Their parents were maybe into witchcraft or whatever it is. And there's definitely a spiritual thing behind it.
Yeah,
I look at everything as a spiritual.
I knew a guy that also he got into witchcraft, and afterwards he all of a sudden got diagnosed with bipolar, because he kept on. It's like very bad. He would not remember something and then just totally be a different person, until he went for deliverance, and then he was normal again.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, there's something spiritual towards it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something spiritual towards it too as well. So same thing, like everything is spiritual for me, you know. So when somebody wants to fight you over the globe, it's a spiritual battle, and you start using the Word of God against them, and hopefully it starts planting seeds, and they might obviously go against that. But the devil is going to want to give you an inverted model. He's not going to want to give you what the Bible says. The devil's going to give you the inverted model and the complete opposite. The earth is moving. No, in the Bible, the earth is fixed and immovable. The sun and the moon, it's talking about the sun being, enthroned in the middle and everything orbiting around it. But no, the Bible's not. And the Bible never speaks of earth as a planet in the first place. The Earth is basically the basement, and then you got a firmament with the moon, sun, and the stars in the firmament, and then that's why when it says that all the stars are going to fall to the earth in Isaiah and Revelation and in Mark, then it's okay because they're all within the firmament, and the earth, and the firmament connects to the earth.
Yeah, hold on, right quick. We're not going to do Barb tonight. We'll wait till she gets back. She's gone, so I want her to be here when it starts.
Yeah, I was going to say she did take off. We can always do it later. Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
I want her to see it. She's the one that wanted me to do it. So, all right, here you go.
There's no problem with it, but in the heliocentric model, so it's totally different, man. The moon and the sun are moving. The earth is standing still. But if you look at what the mainstream media or the mainstream science is teaching us is, complete opposite. And then also the order of creation is also inverted because they say that the stars came first 13.6 billion years ago. Then the 4.6 billion years ago, we have the sun. And then 4.5 billion years ago, you have the earth, because you have to have the backdrop, the stars. Then you got to have the sun because you're going to have the earth orbit around it. You know what I mean? So it's really opposite. And then also that time frame, those 13.8 billion years, 13.6, we're not seeing that in the Bible biblically at all.
Okay.
What is your message to all the defenders of the globe?
My message to all the defenders, it's like the scripture. Taste and see, right? It's in Christ Jesus when Paul says that. Taste and see, right? Here's the thing. If you're a defender of the globe, most of the true hardcore defenders are people who have a vested interest in it remaining. That would be the science community. They make a lot of money. I did too. I did. I got paid well in my job at NASA. And so
wait for it.
The globe defenders, try having a mind that says, I'm not going to scoff. I'm going to go examine what this person says and see if it be true. And I'm going to look at it and go, well, what this guy is saying is crazy. Because that the defenders of the globe, they say, they always default to ships go over the edge. Well, we've proven since 2016 with the P900 series camera, you could zoom in. The ship went over the edge. You zoom in, and there it is, right back in your view. Okay, and I've got some video I'm going to show this at that conference. It's in infrared. You could see hundreds of miles in infrared, specific spectra, and by the way, if there was a curve and the stuff was over the curve, it's impossible to see the stuff, the objects, okay, whatever, mountains, the buildings. And so another thing that the globe, those who remain seem to, atmosphere is not transparent. It is not transparent, and our visual acuity only goes so far. Even the best eyesight, the person.
Yeah, it works. It works at opacity.
Right.
It works at opacity, exactly.
Yes, and so it comes to a point. And by the way, we have things like perspective and all of these other aspects that you experience every day in life. And all of that said, most of the adherents who remain, which is about 99.99% of the people, right, won't consider to re-examine that. Won't consider what's the other question, Keith? Or comeback. Also, the whole world is lying. They all know they're lying. No, they don't know they're lying.
I'm going to leave this with one final thought. If you are one of these people that sit back and look at a channel and think, gosh, these guys are morons, and I got to insult them because they do not believe the same as me, are you falling under the category of obsessed globe troll? You decide. Thanks for watching. God bless.
Sunrise on the land so white, curve in this earthly space. Every step holds a meaning pure. With his guidance I'm secure. Stars above, they brightly shine, crafted signs of God divine. I'm made for something true. In God's plan my path renews. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway.
What do you believe?
All right. That was beautiful, guys, wasn't it? What do you think, mister?
I think it's awesome.
It was. Nice little documentary he put together. Dude, he did an excellent job putting that
Dude,
together.
you did a great job. I was very impressed. I told him that first thing. I was like, dude, I just watched the first little part of it. I was like, dude, you did a really good job. I'm very impressed. He's like, thank you. I said, no, I mean it. I'm not just giving you, props.
Blow smoke up his ass, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I
I
mean it.
really wasn't. I was being honest. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he did. No wonder he was so frustrated the past 2 weeks. He was putting that together. That had to take a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I know it did. I know it did.
I'm going to play another Black Swan from the Australian boy, Mitchell. He did a good job, but he had a lot of issues when he first came out, especially with the trolls, man. They tried to put him down big time. He did not get any headway. That's why I don't think he does much more on his channel, because he gets a lot of flack.
This is cool.
What is it? When I first got on his channel,
clouds. It was crazy. It was like a big old cloud, and it was raining, and it was like pouring down rain, but it was sunny everywhere else. It was really creepy that day. It was a weird day.
well, he put out a little short I'm looking for. It's called The Year of the Sexton. I can't seem to find it.
I seem to remember seeing something like that, or
Yeah,
knowing
yeah.
something like that.
The Year of the Sexton was, I think, 2000 and either 15 or 16. I'm looking. I see something close to it, but it ain't the same clip. It may be too old.
Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Find out who that was.
Don't hurt him.
Sick him.
Be gentle.
Sick him. Sick him.
Well, I want to do the number one flat earth proof. It's the Sexton is what he's doing in this one, but he declared it the Year of the Sexton. I'll have to go back and look. The guy Scott, he reminds me a little bit of somebody I know in the community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who it was.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I couldn't place. Yeah, I know what you mean. I couldn't place it either. Like I know him from somewhere, or I think I know him or something, but I don't know. I'm not sure from where.
All right, I'm gonna put this one up.
We've probably met before. We just don't realize it. Oh, this was cool.
Well, I don't think I've ever met him personally, but this is a short little video.
Okay. Oh, look, it's a ball.
Yeah, it's a cartoon ball. Oh,
I see that.
Wow. I like his intros.
I'm Mitchell from Australia, and this is the number one flat earth proof. The premise to this starts with the sextant, and how we use the sextant in celestial navigation. We look directly through the sextant
This poor
at
Nathan got a
the
hold of it,
horizon.
really.
But
Right after
if
that.
you live on a globe, what horizon are you actually looking at, Globers? Is it the Earth horizon? The water horizon? The horizontal reference plane? The visible horizon? How about the sensible horizon? The geodal horizon? Or the celestial horizon? Well, it's certainly not the geometric horizon. You know, Earth curve? No, that was debunked by the Black Swan over 18 months ago. But now the globe-believing zealots tell us that their horizon is refracted. It's not an actual horizon. So how do we have a tangent to a refracted horizon? When you're viewing a star on a globe, how are we measuring an angle to the horizon? If it's
Over
refracted,
distance, it would have to be further.
you will
Beyond.
never ever get an angle to a refracted horizon. This is a major problem if you think you live on a globe, because celestial navigation would be impossible. So what have you done to keep your religion of a sphere Earth semi-plausible? You've presupposed that that line, 90 degrees above your head, the zenith, actually runs to the center of your presupposed spherical Earth. And 90 degrees from that, you've made up a new horizon, the celestial horizon, which you say is a horizontal plane passing through the Earth's center, perpendicular to the zenith. So, after presupposing all these things, you can now use your sextant. But globe believers, realizing that their visual horizon is refracted, can't yet look at the horizon through the sextant. So yet another horizon is needed to be fabricated. They use the bubble level in the sextant to create the artificial horizon, which we are then told is parallel to the celestial horizon, essentially taking away the curvature of the Earth. Because even globe believers know you cannot measure an angle to a curved surface you think's beneath your feet. Look at this. You're pretending you're living on a globe, but in order to measure angles, you need to pretend you're living on a flat plane. This is cognitive dissonance, globers. You can't have it both ways. So now they can actually start and take a measurement from their 0 point of the artificial horizon to the celestial body. Look at what the globe believers are doing. They must treat what they see as flat in order to achieve an angle. But there's one more step, and this is where it all falls apart for the globe. They then have to measure from the artificial horizon a dip angle down to the visual horizon, the only actual horizon that we have. Remember that horizon that you said was Earth curve that is now refracted? Do you all realize now how devastating the Black Swan actually is to the globe? It has taken away your R value, the radius of your globe, and then it took away the curvature of the Earth altogether when it forced you to say that the horizon was refracted. And together with the sextant, it's now taken away your ability to navigate. Since January 1, 2020, the globe has been dead. So now it's time to prove where we actually live. May I present to you the number 1 flat Earth proof. Here in reality, we live on a flat plane. And this may be news to people. We also have a flat sky plane above us, where the celestial bodies exist. From the vantage point of our flat plane, when viewing the celestial bodies, we perceive their position and movement as a dome. This is purely our perception from this vantage point on our flat plane. It's not actually a dome above the Earth. All celestial bodies rise in the east, move in an apparent semicircular motion above the sky, and set in the west. Now don't get me wrong, our Earth is measurably, observably, and obviously contained. But it just doesn't have to be a dome shape, or any shape for that matter. But I digress. Looking at this flat celestial plane above our heads, we can see that everything rises in the east, moves across the sky, and sets in the west. We just perceive a motion of a dome shape. So let me give you a real-world example of how this works. This is Lake Woolloomboola, quite fittingly the breeding ground to black swans, and, I kid you not, located on Black Swan Way. Now, relative to the horizon, if you look up, straight up above your head, 90 degrees, to where my drone is sitting, right there at 90 degrees, what will happen when that drone moves straight ahead in its own flat plane? It's not going to change altitude, it's just going to move straight ahead. From my observer point, what's going to happen?
It's going to act
The
like
angle
it's dipping
is
down.
going to change. The drone
Quit following it.
has not changed attitude at all. It's just changed the distance from where I'm observing it. If it moves again, the angle changes again down to 25 degrees there. As it continues to move away, or if I move away from it,
Oh, no.
it'll travel towards the horizon, lowering in its angle, and eventually it'll get so far away that the angle will be too small for me to see, and it will appear as if the drone has set. This is all relative to the observer point. This is all apparent. It's not actually lowering, it's just getting too far away and the angle is decreasing. This creates that dome motion and movement that we see in the flat plane of the celestial bodies. Now that we understand that the flat celestial plane above us presents itself as a dome to our perspective point down here on the plane that we exist, we can understand how the celestial navigation actually works. Every star in the flat celestial plane has a position relative to our flat plane where it will be 90 degrees. This is called the geographical position, or the GP, of that star relative to our flat plane here on Earth. When the observer is at the GP of the star, it appears 90 degrees above their head. Celestial navigation works by using a sextant to measure the angle of that known star and using its relative GP, geographical position, to know where you are. And I'll continue to point out that measuring angles to celestial bodies only works if we are on a flat plane. Now, if one observer measures 30 degrees to a star and another observer measures 30 degrees to that same star, we can conclude that they are both on what's called a circle of equal altitude. And this is another killer blow to the globe right here. Everything on that circle of equal altitude is exactly that, equal altitude. No matter where you are on that circle, you're going to measure 30 degrees. And through being able to measure an angle to that star relative to the horizon, everything on that circle, in between that circle, in the area of that circle, is absolutely flat and level. By doing this once with a sextant, you know you are somewhere on that circle of equal altitude. To triangulate your actual position, you need to repeat these steps with other stars. Your position is where all these areas of equal altitude meet. This is how celestial navigation works and has always worked on our flat level plane, using the celestial flat level plane. Let's use this small scale example on Lake Woolloomboola. Instead of a drone, we're going to use a star. So if observer A measures an angle to the star, and observer B measures an angle to the star, the same star, both angles are the same, 30 degrees. Knowing the GP of that star, they can conclude that they are on the same circle of equal altitude. Distance between observer A and B and the area inside that circle is all in the circle of equal altitude. It is all flat. It is all the same level. This is the killer blow to the globe. Not only is our world observably and obviously flat, it is measurably flat, as I'm about to show you in this next large-scale example. The rule of thumb with celestial navigation is to use stars over 15 degrees in elevation, because under 15 degrees we start getting a lot of refraction, as you can see in these moon images. And this is real refraction, where something moves relative to the horizon, not the actual horizon itself being refracted, as anti-flat earthers would like to tell us after seeing the black swan images. So, if an observer was looking at Polaris from 15 degrees latitude, negative 60 degrees longitude, here near Dominica, they would measure 15 degrees to Polaris. And if another observer was on 15 degrees north latitude and 120 degrees longitude, they would also observe an angle to Polaris of 15 degrees, because we know the distance between these 2 points are absolutely flat on the same circle of altitude. We can measure between them and we get 10,375 miles of flat earth and ocean. And that's been nice to the globe. We can definitely see Polaris on the equator and even some flat area, earth and sea. Let's do this north to south now. If someone was at negative 75 latitude looking at a star with a GP on the equator, we would be on the same area of equal altitude as someone looking at the same star from 75 degrees latitude. Knowing that between these 2 points has to be absolutely flat, let's measure between them. 10,375 miles again, with an area of 84.5 million miles. Absolutely measurably flat. But it doesn't stop there. Look at this map with all the GPs of the navigational stars on them. And the reason why this is the #1 flat earth proof is because using just one area of equal altitude proves that that large area that we're navigating on is absolutely flat. But by doing this multiple times to create multiple areas of equal altitude, we can literally measure our entire world as flat. Just so you understand the enormity of this proof, we can literally measure our entire world as flat. We are living on a flat earth. 2020 was the year of the black swan. 2021 is the year of the sextant. There is no more debate. The globe has been killed. The flat earth has been proven. This is the #1 flat earth proof.
Wow.
Hey,
Earth
Chris.
isn't flat.
Hey,
this is
Roger.
something we've
How are
known
you
now
doing?
for thousands of years.
I'm good.
Aristotle.
Hold on a second. So, what brings you to this neck of the woods?
Nice to see you guys. I was watching it. I had no time because I had to do some stuff with the dog and at home. But I was watching. Nice show, Roger.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just reviewing some stuff. That's all. Just recently.
Nice.
That's from way back.
You're ready? 3 hours and a half on. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
noticed you early. I was in the city
falling
and
asleep already.
saw you on the handy. So cool
Yeah,
show.
I'm gonna round off here soon. So.
Yeah, you
It's,
get
but you
already
had
a
a-
like from me.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And
For sure.
I've been looking at your channel, but I don't see much coming out. Have you done anything recently?
I'm trying to do every day a video, but it's hard to find people, that are joining us. Now I had the topic military projects in USA. Yes, it's like the first part, because there are lots of it. Yes. But I just like to look into it, yes. But because my brother is not in good mood at this time, so he doesn't join much. So I do it most on my own, so it's a little bit boring. But I have to do it every day because you have to, to show up. If you don't do it recently, you can't make a channel up. But you guys helped me already a lot. I already got 24 subscribers, and sometimes you come speak to me. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I-
because I see in your areas this is really much more populated. You know, here it's no topic at all. You know, it's never in the news or something like that. You know, but I don't care. I just keep pushing it, and we'll see. We'll see.
Sergio just made a comment, and I wanted to answer him. I've never really seen the Pineapple Express. He made a reference to the trifecta that they were doing in the little video we were doing earlier with Mitch from Australia. I just want to know what his analogy is to the Pineapple Express. Brian, do you know anything about the Pineapple Express? The movie?
It's a movie, yeah, about people that get high, you know, on some really good weed or something.
Yeah. Well, they go to Vegas and they have an adventure, you might say. I just wondered what he was trying to make out of that.
Yeah, I don't
It was
watch
weird.
much of movies, but yeah. You have been to Las Vegas, Roger, once?
I have been there a few times.
Yeah, it's a crazy city, huh?
It depends on what part of the city you're in, dude.
That's true. That's everywhere. Yeah. I was also in big cities like Taiwan and Saudi Arabia and Riyadh, and yeah, I saw a lot of things. But now I'm in Little Austria.
And obviously you're not very populated.
No, it's you know, when you hear a flat earther, you don't have much, you know, followers. You know, it's just the way it is. But I don't care anymore. You know, first I was hiding it, but I don't care anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't care at all. Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
I like the work you guys do. I watched a couple of your episodes where you were finding coordinates on the AZ azimuthal, the Gleason's map. You and your brother had it out, and you were finding coordinates in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. But I can't really understand the Austrian or the German that well. I can pick up some of it because I know a little bit of German, but not enough to like communicate enough to where I could actually speak it.
Of course, Roger, and you know, we're coming from where in Austria where the dialect is very strong. So when me and my brother are talking, we fall into this dialect, then it's even more difficult to understand. Yes, but yeah, that's not the thing here. We just need some people that are coming into the chat. You know.
Mm-hmm. True. Well, you know what? It help you out a little bit. Try if you can get like a closed caption. You can actually translate English to German, and you could broadcast over in the States a lot easier.
Yes, maybe with that undertitle. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Roger. I would have a look on it. Yes,
Yeah.
I would have a look on it.
And we can help promote your channel too, and a lot more people, English-speaking people on this side, could watch your show and
Yeah.
going on about.
That already did, and you too, Roger. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Maybe I could do a translation to German to English for you guys.
And you know, I send the people to you too. You know, I say always sharing is caring. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You're a share bear. Well, I'm gonna round up, Chris.
You're finished.
It's 3 hours and 33 minutes and 16 seconds, man. I've been running a long time. Yeah, and I worked all day today too.
Just one question. You're on Restream, yes? I'm on StreamYard, yes? Is Restream for free or you also?
Yeah, you can use it for free. But you only get the same amount of time. I've used up all my time in StreamYard, so I can't use it anymore. So I use 40 hours worth. Yeah.
Okay.
You can go from one to the other, and I'm going to go back to StreamYard next month and use theirs up. And I'm going to pick one of the two, and I'm just going to pay for the service eventually. So
yeah, cool.
That way I don't have to worry about it.
You had the great music today. That really was cool.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you.
Great.
I appreciate that. All right, night, Chris. Cookie Monster, you want to say goodbye to everybody, Mr. Ryan? Are you still there?
Goodbye to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I appreciate you guys showing up, and special thanks to Barb and our new guest Scott. He was quite the treat. I appreciate you guys, and until next stream, I'll see you then. And the Cookie Monster says bye. Oh, it was scary. Night, Chris. Night, Cookie.
Night.